This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Wasn't that great of a game overall played by the Stompers, and then the night before on 4th of July, of course, a 7-4 loss to Salina here. Stompers 6-4 in their last 10, 11-3 here at home. That loss on the 4th was the first time in a month that they've lost here at Palooza Park. Willie Salas will stand in to lead things off. A .418 average. Cox delivers. We're underway, and Salas takes outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. First pitch at 6:05. It's 78 degrees there in Sonoma. Salas batting from the right side against Jacob Cox, the right-hander, who works out of the windup on 1-0. Salas takes in the dirt. Stompers 6-1 against the Silverados this year, 2-0 here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. We're trying to stay unbeaten here at home against Napa, the only loss on the road. And it was a big loss, 19-1. So Jacob Cox with the bottoms of the pants pulled up high, the socks showing, delivers on 2-0, and Salas rolls it foul down the third baseline. 2 balls and a strike. Napa 3 games under 500 at 11-14. The Stompers at 18-7, leading the Pacific Association by 3 games. The San Rafael Pacifics, whom the Stompers played last night, the team 3 games back. Here's the 2-1 from Cox, and Salas fouls the cutter straight back. 1 game already in the books today. The Vallejo Admirals beat the Salina Stockade 12-4, and the Stockade playing a doubleheader. So they'll head over to San Rafael. That game starting in the next 20 minutes or so. They're in the pregame. 2-2 the count to Willie Salas. Jacob Cox starting tonight. He throws on 2-2. Cutter in the dirt. And the count is full to open the ball game. Malvin Nunez waits on deck. We're just underway. It's Pride Night here at the ballpark. Another big crowd for the second straight home game. Stompers broke the record on Thursday night as the pitch misses inside and a leadoff walk to Willie Salas. So an early base runner against Jacob Cox, who in his first start of the season was expecting to go 3, hopefully 4, and with him allowing no hits through the first 4 innings, a low pitch count allowed him to go all the way through the first 5 innings of the game, long enough for him to earn his first win of the season. So just 2 nights ago on the 4th of July, 1,230 people here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. That's a record. There goes Salas. The first pitch is bunted foul. And it got a piece of Daniel Molinari behind the plate. So Salas will go back to first. Nunez got a piece on the attempted bunt, and it got a piece of Molinari. He's hopping up and down, and it got him right where you don't want to get got. No, 0-1 the count on Malvin Nunez. Zach Pace and the training staff will come out to check on Molinari, who is still bent at the waist, trying to get the feeling back, we hope. 0-1 the count. Salas, who was off and running on the first pitch, had to go back to first. So the count is 0-1 on Nunez, left-handed hitting second baseman. 235, no home runs, 2 driven in. Cox out of the stretch. His 0-1 is outside. Napa this year, the second team in the league in stolen bases. They've stolen 64. The Stompers with only 23. This is the 26th game of the season. Here's the 1-1. There goes Salas again. It's in the dirt. Picked out by Molinari. The throw to second is on one hop, and Barrios can't pick it cleanly, so that'll be a stolen base. The fastball missed down low to Nunez, so 2-1 the count, and now our early runner in scoring position for Napa here in the top of the first. Shadows creeping over the third baseline onto the left side of the infield on the grass. Scott is at third. He is standing in the shadows. Everybody else in the sunshine except for DeAngelis in left. Hubbard plays for Nunez to go the other way toward the gap. 2-1 the count. Cox out of the stretch. His pitch. On the ground to short. Softly Barrios has it. He'll look to third and throw to first. Nunez is the first out of the ball game, but Willie Salas goes to third, so the first run of the game just 90 feet away. That'll bring up the three-hole hitter, the center fielder, Jordan Garr. Garr, a 309 average, 2 home runs, 19 driven in. And a ball in the air would do the trick here, maybe even a ground ball to the middle of the infield. This early in the game, Stompers will trade a run for an out. But you may think otherwise due to how the offense has been in the last 2 games. Here's the first pitch to Garr. Cox misses outside and low. It skips in. Molinari has to pick it out of the dirt, reaching down to his right. 1 ball and no strikes on Garr, the 3-hole hitter. Leadoff walk to Salas. He stole second. Then Nunez bounced to short for the first out. Runner at third. Top of the first. No score. Here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field, Jacob Cox in his second start throws on 1-0, and that's high and tight to Garr. Defensively behind Cox tonight, DeAngelis in left, Hubbard in center, Williams in right. Got it over at third, Barrios at shortstop, Romero at second, and Jacob Barfield at first with Daniel Molinari behind the plate. Chris Quitzer getting a second night off tonight after tweaking the hamstring on the 4th of July. Here's the 2-0. Guard checks his swing and takes inside 3-0. Quitzer, who just tweaked the hamstring, he said he felt just a little bit of a tug, nothing serious, but he got the night off last night. He'll get the night off tonight. And then with 2 off days coming, he'll have 4 days to rest before we're back home on Tuesday night. The 3-0 pitch is on the inside corner. Called a strike by Ron Adams. So-called balls and strikes tonight. Gary Reichel-Meyer is in the field, your Pacific Association umpiring crew for tonight's ball game. The 6th of July, just a couple of ticks under 80 degrees, a gorgeous night. A slight breeze blowing through the booth, and the 3-1 pitch misses low. So pair of walks here in the first inning put runners at the corners for the cleanup man, Josh Montalongo. Montalongo at 247. He does have 7 home runs and 21 RBIs. So Cox tonight with the 2 days off in a row, Sunday and Monday. Of course, he would like to go 5 innings again, but the starter, who only had 1 start in his career in college at Cal State Monterey Bay. There goes Garr. The first pitch is a cut fastball, swung on and missed, and the throw down to second base is not in time. A run comes in to score. Salas scores on the throw down to second by Daniel Molinari. It's 1-0 Napa. The count is 0-1. On Josh Montalongo. So a stolen base for Jordan Garr. The run scores. It's 1-0 Napa here in the top of the first. Still 1 out. 0-1 the count to Montalongo. Right-handed hitter. Cox out of the stretch. His 0-1. Hit in the air softly into shallow left. Barrios goes out. DeAngelis comes in and falls in for a hit. Garr being waved around third. There will be no throw to the plate. An RBI single for Josh Montalongo, and it's 2-0 Silverados. Montalongo got a cut fastball in the inner half. Didn't get the barrel to it. It was down toward the label, and he just muscled it over the head of Barrios at short into left field. No chance for Rob DeAngelis to throw out Jordan Garr at the plate. It's an RBI single. The 22nd RBI of the season for Josh Montalongo, and here's the left-handed hitter, Nick Olch. Cox's first pitch is a fastball down low. One ball and no strikes to count. Middle infield pinching for a double play. Montalongo with short lead at first, and the 1-0 is high and away. Jacob Cox has fallen behind every hitter except Montalongo, who singled in an 0-1 count. He throws on 2-0 to Olch here. The lefty grounds it right back up the middle. It hit Cox in the shin, and Barrios tries a behind-the-back flip to second base. It goes over the head of Romero, allowing Montalongo to go to third. Barrios, who was going to second, the ball was hit right back up the middle. It hit Cox in the calf, it looked like, carrying out toward the normal shortstop position. Barrios, who had to redirect and go back the other way, fielded it, flipped behind his back, no look to Romero, and I think it's safe to say if Romero were 6 inches taller, they would have had him. Runners at the corners, and just one out. Cox against the designated hitter, Jacob Bissell. The first pitch is on the outside corner with a fastball. Call it a single. 0-1 on Bissell, left-handed hitter. Runners at the corners, only one out, and the cut fastball is on the outside corner. 0-2, Jacob Cox way ahead. For Cox, the fastball sits low 90s, the cutter and a slider. We haven't seen the slider just yet. Hasn't been in a spot where he can use it. Here's his 0-2 pitch, and Bissell takes way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Stompers in an early hold 2-0, and Cox trying to stop the bleeding here in the first. Montalongo's over at third after the error by Barrios at short, and Nick Olch is granted a hit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down low with a fastball, 2-2. So the Stockade playing 2 games tonight. They have already lost in Vallejo 12-4, and they'll face the Pacifics in about 15 minutes or so. Olch with a healthy lead over at first. Here's the 2-2 to Bissell. He hits it in the air, center field, right at Dondre Hubbard. He goes back now, and it's over his head, and it goes all the way to the wall. Montalongo will score easily over to third as Olch, and Bissell is into second with an RBI double. And for Dondre Hubbard in center field, you can only scratch your head. Maybe he thought it wasn't hit all that hard, but it was hit on a line right over his head. It just kept carrying. He didn't move as if it were going to be hit right at him and it was going to be an easy catch. Then he started to drift backward toward the wall and then went, oh, shoot, that's way over my head. And a one hopped off the base of the wall. Second and third, just one out, and now pitching coach Mike Nunez is going to come out and talk to Jacob Cox. 3 hits in the inning. The RBI single by Montalongo to left. Olch singled right back up the middle off of Jacob Cox, and then Jacob Bissell, his 14th RBI of the season, a laser over the head of Dondre Hubbard in center field for an RBI double. So now Ron Adams will go out and break up the meeting, or at least try to. And Mike Nunez trying to settle down his starter, Jacob Cox, only making his second start of the season. You can imagine it will probably be a bullpen night tonight, given that Jacob Cox, you're really hoping that you get 5 innings out of him again. But the odds of getting 5 innings out of the guy that's been a closer for the last 4 years, not very likely. Unless he were to go 4 no-hit innings again, then you could maybe think about putting him back out there for a 4th, 5th, maybe a 6th inning, depending on what that pitch count is at. But a guy who's used to throwing 15 to 25 pitches a night, and all of a sudden you're asking him to go 70, 80, 90 pitches, it's just not realistic. Here's Nico Tony, the catcher, second and third and 1 out, a 3-0 Napa lead. Cox's first pitch is inside and low. Tony's the seventh man that Cox has faced, 3 first pitch strikes. So falling behind the hitters today, and then on top of that, leaving pitches over the plate, and Napa's hit the ball hard here in the first inning. Runners lead from second and third. The 1-0 is in the dirt, and Molinari has to jump up to his right to block it and keep it in front. Infield is in now, with Gata at third just a step off the grass, and the middle infielder is about halfway. Now they back up. Barfield at first, a step behind the bag, not very deep. Stompers in need of an out in the worst way possible. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Tony. That is outside and low with the cutter. 3 balls and no strikes. The struggles for the Stompers during this 2-game skid haven't really been the pitching, though it hasn't been the best. Vijay Patel only 3 1/3 last night. Connor Arnold 4 2/3 2 nights ago on the 4th of July. But the offensive production, especially with men on base, as the 3-0 is high in a 4-pitch walk to Nico Tony. So Jacob Cox has the bases loaded and 1 out for Dominic Bethencourt. 217 for Bethencourt. He does not have a home run this year. He's only driven in 4. So you'd think it may be a good matchup for Cox here, maybe to get a ground ball, but with the way that Jacob has struggled finding the strike zone here in the first inning, he's just hoping to throw a strike. Nowhere to put Bethencourt with the bases loaded and 1 out, and Cox delivers high. So that's 5 straight balls from Jacob Cox. In his last start, 4 no-hit innings. He ended with 5 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits. Well, already 3 hits against him here in the first inning. More hits and more walks given up in this first inning than he gave up in the whole ball game the last time he started, as the 1-0 pitch is low. Olch at third, Bissell at second. Tony is over at first, and Cox just praying for a ground ball here. Stompers already in a 3-0 hole, and they haven't even come up to bat yet. Right-hander works from the stretch as 2-0 as a cutter across the letters for strike 1. He's gotten more strikes with the cut fastball here in the first inning than he has with anything else. Molinari behind the plate, he probably knows that. Cox can probably feel it too. Hubbard's playing for Bethencourt to go the other way, and there's another cutter fouled back to the screen. So 2-2 the count on Dominic Bethencourt. Johnny Knight is on deck. The first time we'll see him tonight. 2-2 the count with 1 out, and Ethan Gibbons is already up in the Stomper bullpen. Here's the 2-2 pitch. On the ground to short, Barrios fields to go to second for 1, Romero to first, and a double play. 6-4-3 ends the inning, but Napa takes an early 3-0 lead. 3 runs on 3 hits. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first. Nick Gata, Miles Williams, Rob DeAngelis, and the rest of the Stomper lineup when we come back right here on the Stompers Radio Network and on KSVY.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Wordmice.
Bottom of the first inning, 3-0 Napa here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. The Stompers back at home for Pride Night here tonight. And here is the lineup that Zach Pace will send out, presented by Sotheby's International Realty. Nick Gatta will lead us off over at third base. Miles Williams bats second and right. Rob DeAngelis is in left. He will bat third, and the cleanup man is the center fielder, Dondre Hubbard. Brent Gillespie, the DH, will hit fifth, with Pedro Barrios hitting sixth at shortstop. Jacob Barfield will bat seventh and play first, with Daniel Molinari doing the catching in the eighth spot. And Rayson Romero hits ninth over at second base against right-hander Edward Perez in his seventh game, his fifth start. 1-2 with an 8.72 ERA, the 6'3" right-hander from the Dominican Republic deals a first pitch to Nick Gatta. That's way inside, and Gatta has to lunge out of the way for ball one. 21 2/3 for Perez this year. 23 runs against him, 21 of them earned. For the right-hander, here's his 1-0 to Gatta. Takes right down the middle for strike one. 35 hits allowed, 25 strikeouts, and 13 walks for Edward Perez against Nick Gatta, who leads the league in on-base percentage at .522, and a big help from his league-leading 32 walks. The left-handed hitting third baseman is a big swing on 1-1. It comes up empty. Last time we were here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field, Nick Gatta went deep. His first home run of the season. Just straightaway right. It sparked a little comeback for the Stompers, but they could not come all the way back. Here's the 1-2, and Perez misses inside. He mixed up the timing there. You'll see that from Perez. It seems like he has every major league pitcher's windup in his arsenal. It really does. We've seen the Kershaw, we've seen the Cueto, we've seen the quick pitch. Here's the 2-2, and a breaking ball. It's called strike three on the outside corner. Strikeout for Edward Perez to open the ball game, and here's Miles Williams. The Stompers in last night's game were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but the night before 1 for 7. So not productive with men in scoring position during this two-game skid as Williams takes inside for ball one. In fact, a .235 average is well below their season average during this two-game skid with men in scoring position. And on the season, in all the 7 losses combined, they're 9 for 46 with men in scoring position. So that's kind of the story. Here's the 1-0. Williams punches it into right center field, not hit all that hard, and it'll fall in front of Knight for a base hit. So the first hit of the game is a Miles Williams single to right center. Also, the struggles with runners in scoring position during the losses, not 196 average. They've also committed 15 errors in the 7 losses, so about 2 a game. Sloppy defense and poor at-bats at the plate. That usually results in losses, for just being frank about it. Here's Rob DeAngelis with Williams at first and 1 out, hitting .312. That his 3rd home run of the year out last night, a no-doubt shot to right field in San Rafael. Perez out of the stretch for the first time. His first pitch to DeAngelis is right there for strike one. Williams leads from first. Not really a threat to steal, and we talk about it all the time when the Stompers get men on base. In the first inning, Zach Pace is not a big fan of stealing early on in ball games, if at all. I mean, the Stompers, with only 23 stolen bases this year, that's the least in the league. Williams has a decent lead over at first. Perez with the high set. Here's the 0-1. Way inside. That's all the way to the backstop. Miles Williams goes to second base on a wild pitch, and the count evens at 1-1 to Rob DeAngelis. So here we go. A man in scoring position. This is where the Stompers have struggled the last 2 nights. On the season as a team hitting .293, and Rob DeAngelis personally .333 with a home run and 12 RBIs with men in scoring position. So the Stompers trying to get on the board in the first. Trail 3-0. Williams out at second with just 1 out. And now Ron Adams is going to instruct Dondre Hubbard, who is on deck, to move a little further from right behind home plate and go over toward the Stomper dugout. Reminds me of Adrian Beltre a couple of years ago when he just brought the hitting mat over right behind home plate. They said, "You better go get on the mat." And he said, "Okay," and he just dragged the mat over, and then he got thrown out of the game. Thankfully, Hubbard didn't do that. Here's the 1-1 to DeAngelis, and he tops it on the ground right of the mound. Perez will field. He'll flip to first, 2 away. Over to third base goes Miles Williams. And here's Dondre Hubbard. He's the one man who hasn't struggled with men in scoring position this year. The Stompers, during their losses, are 9 for 46, as mentioned, with men in scoring position. Hubbard has 4 of those 9 hits. So here he is, with Williams at third and 2 out, trying to cash in the Stompers' first run over at third base. Hubbard, 363 with 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. Those last 2 numbers, the best in the league. Home runs and RBIs for the center fielder. He'll face Perez with a runner at third and 2 out. The first pitch, he takes a strike on the inside corner. So DeAngelis could not get the runner home, but he does move him up 90 feet. Perez still working from the stretch with a man at third and 2 out. It is 0-1 pitch to Dondre Hubbard. He takes outside and low. Defensively behind Perez tonight, it's Olchin left, Gar in center, Knight in right. Bethencourt, Salas, Nunez, Montalongo around the infield with Nico Tony doing the catching. The 1-1 pitch. Hubbard takes a breaking ball upstairs. Perez against the Stompers this year in 2 games. One was a start, one was a relief appearance. He's 0-1. In 5 2/3, he's allowed 9 runs, 7 earned on 13 hits, but he has struck out 11. The strikeout numbers are there for Perez as he deals on 2-1 to Hubbard. Checks his swing, he cannot hold up, and he does go around, says Ron Adams. It's 2-2. 1 strikeout in the ballgame already for Perez. Gata went down looking to open this home half of the first. Perez wants a new baseball. Williams single to right center field softly for the Stompers' first hit of the game. Now it's Hubbard, the cleanup man, in a 2-2 count with 2 away here in the first. Stompers trail by 3. The pitch from Perez. Fouled straight back. Still 2-2 on Dondre Hubbard. Third in the Pacific Association with a .363 average. Behind only Armindo Escobar and Willie Salas. Williams at third after DeAngelis grounded back to the box. The 2-2 again from Perez. Here it is. Hubbard takes a breaking ball high and the count is full. Brent Gillespie, the designated hitter, is on deck. Stompers, who are the second best team in the Pacific Association at drawing walks. That leads to their league leading on base percentage at just under .400. The payoff pitch to Dondre Hubbard from Edward Perez. It's a breaking ball and called strike 3 on the outside corner. Hubbard may have thought it was high. A pair of strikeouts for Edward Perez. Here in the first inning, we're through 1. It's the Silverados 3, the Stompers nothing.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
We're in the top of the second inning here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. The Stompers trail 3-0. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Silverados in the first against Jacob Cox, who threw 34 pitches. And Ethan Gibbons started to loosen up in the first inning, and Cox had 34 pitches already. If he limits the pitch count to, let's just say, 15 an inning now, he may end up going 3. But it may be bullpen by committee tonight. On the lineup card, Zach Pace has Connor Leadholm, Ethan Gibbons, and Ryan Richardson ready to go, with Larita and Ethington both throwing in last night's ball game. And Larita threw 2 nights ago. Ethington threw 3 2/3 last night. And Larita, who threw 2 innings 2 nights ago, as Jacob Cox delivers a first pitch. Fastball for a called strike to Johnny Knight, and it's 0-1. That pitch number 35 out of the right-hander. Here's his 0-1. Knight squares around, takes a cut fastball down low. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Johnny Knight 0 for 3 to start his Napa career, and he takes a breaking ball, a slider that missed, said Ron Adams, and Knight, who squared around and then pulled back, and it looked like it caught the outside corner, and Cox is advocating for the strike call, and he asked Ron Adams, is that a ball? And he says, yeah. He said, no, that's a strike. So Cox making his point felt. Here's the 2-1, and Knight fouls it away. Two and 2 the count on Knight. 9-1-2 hitters for Napa here in the top of the second inning, leading the Stompers 3-0. Hubbard plays in the gap the other way against Knight toward right center field. Here's the 2-2 from Cox. It's in the dirt. The count is full. Already 3 walks for Jacob tonight. 1 to Salas, 1 to Gar, and 1 to Tony. The guy who doesn't really struggle with walks. He came in 14 strikeouts and 6 walks in 13 2/3. So 3 walks already tonight, and now he's downhill with a payoff pitch. Knight takes low and a leadoff walk once again here in the second. That's 2 innings in a row for Jacob Cox. A leadoff walk and back to the top of the lineup for Willie Salas. Salas walked, stole a base, and scored in the top of the first, hitting .418. Double play depth up the middle. Gata is even with the bag over at third. Hubbard still playing in the opposite field gap against Willie Salas. Hitting from the right side. Cox now works out of the stretch. Here's his first pitch. Salas ropes it foul down the third baseline. Got the head out in front there against Jacob Cox, but a little bit early. 0-1 the count on Salas, the leadoff man, already back up for a second time here in the top of the second inning. Knight's at first after the walk. He takes his lead. Barfield holds him on. Here's the 0-1. He bluffs the steal, and Salas lays a bunt down right at Jacob Cox, who barehands it, fires to first for the first out of the inning. Sacrifice bunt moves the runner up to second, and here's Malvin Nunez. Nunez batting from the left side against Jacob Cox. Grounded to Barrios his first time up. Nunez is 0 for 1 as he climbs in the left-handed batter's box. Got is still just a step behind the bag over at third. Cox out of the stretch. He's set at the chest and looks toward second base. Now he delivers to Nunez. On the outside corner, the fastball for strike one. The fastball cutter and the slider for Cox, and so far the cutter has been the best pitch for him tonight. He's thrown the slider a couple of times, and not for a strike, although he thought he had a strike on the slider to Johnny Knight. 0-1, the count on Nunez and an inside move toward second base, and Knight, who was caught leaning toward third, but nobody back to cover the bag, so Knight trots back in safely. 0-1 on the Napa second baseman. Silverados already with 3 hits and 4 walks in the first inning and a third. Cox throws on 0-1, and Nunez takes on the outside corner, and it caught the black, says Ron Adams, and the count is 0-2. And Nunez is saying it was a little outside, and from up here, Molinari, who was set up outside, but brought it back in. Cox way ahead, 0-2. Does not have a strikeout on the night yet. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. One ball and 2 strikes on Nunez, hitting at .235. Knight leads from second. Cox with 2 looks at him. Now he deals on 1 and 2, and Nunez fights off the low cutter. Count still 1 and 2 on Malvin Nunez. Knight walked to open the inning. Salas laid down the sacrifice bunt to move Knight up to second base. Williams in right is well off the line, at least 100 feet off the line. Over toward that right center gap. The 1-2 instead an inside move toward second base. So Cox really trying to keep a close eye on Johnny Knight, who's over at second. Here's the 1-2. That's on the ground to second. Romero to his right. He'll field, throw to first, and Barfield can't pick it out of the dirt. He juggled it. That'll be an error on Rayson Romero. The low throw. Now Napa has the runners at the corners with just 1 out. Here comes the 3-hole hitter Jordan Garr with Knight at third, Nunez at second after the error. That's the second error by the Stomper middle infield here in the first 2 innings. Garr stands in. He walked against Cox the first time, who spins and throws to first. Nunez back in, standing up. It's a warm night here tonight on Pride Night, and a really good crowd here on this Saturday night, the 6th of July. Cox's first pitch to Jordan Garr is down low, and a delayed steal a little bit from Malvin Nunez. No throw. He didn't take off on first move, and he waited until the pitch was almost a home plate to take off, so Nunez steals second base. Now the double play no longer in order. And a hit could possibly score 2 for Jordan Garr, who's driven in 19 on the year. Hitting just above 300 at 309. Cox's 1-0 pitch. Garr fouls it away. 1-1 the count. We're in the top of the second inning, everybody. It's 3-0 Napa. Second and third and 1 out. They're underway over in San Rafael. The Pacific's hosting the Salina Stockade, and the Stockade lead that game 1-0 in the top of the second inning. Cox with second and third is 1-1 pitch. Gar pops it up and out of play. The walk tonight, the sack bunt moved him to second. The ground ball to Romero at second base off the bat of Nunez, and the throw was low to Barfield. He couldn't dig it out. Charging Romero with the error. The infield is back with second and third and one out. Cox throws on 1-2, and Gar is down on strikes. He chased the slider down low. First strikeout of the night for Jacob Cox, and a big strikeout. 2 outs now with Josh Montalongo coming up, runners at second and third. Montalongo started the scoring in the first inning, an RBI single off of the handle of the bat that just floated into short left field over the head of Barrios. He'll bat with second and third and 2 out. Jacob Cox, following his first strikeout of the game, delivers to Montalongo. That's outside. One ball and no strikes to count to Montalongo, right-handed hitter. Cox on 1-0. In the air to left, DeAngelis going back. He looks up, and it is gone. A 3-run home run off the bat of Josh Montalongo. He doubles the lead. It's 6-0. Montalongo, his 8th home run of the year. He drives in 3 with 1 swing. It's 6-0. And the struggles for the Stompers here at the latter part of this first week of July continue. Cox working back out of the windup. His first pitch to Nick Olch is fouled straight back, and that got a piece of Daniel Molinari, the catcher. Ron Adams will walk out to the mound and deliver a new baseball to Jacob Cox, giving Molinari a second to catch his breath and get the Stars to go away. Molinari with a ringing in his ear, trying to figure out what that is. Montalongo has driven in 4 of the Napa's 6 runs here in the first 2 innings. 2 out. 0-1 the count on Nick Olch. He singled back up the middle. It got a piece of Cox the first time. Here's the 0-1. Down low with a cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Ethan Gibbons back up in the Stomper bullpen. And if I had to say one thing with confidence, it would be that this was probably Jacob Cox's last inning of the 1-1 pitch. Inches off the outside corner, 2-1. Cox asks Ron Adams what the bodily gesture was that outside as he pushes his hand toward the right, and Ron Adams repeats that same signal, saying it was outside, and the 2-1 pitch is high. 3 balls and a strike on Nick Olch. Jacob Bissell's on deck in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch from Cox. It's on the outside corner, and the count is full. 3-2 on Olch. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. 6-0 Napa here in the second. The payoff from Jacob Cox is on the ground, right back up the middle. Romero dives, and it's into the glove of Barrios at short. That'll be a single for Nick Olch. So that's twice for Olch that he's gone right back up the middle. The first time it hit Cox on the calf. This time it goes by Cox. Romero dives at second. It hits off his glove, goes right to Barrios, who threw to first, but it wasn't in time. That'll be a base hit for Nick Olch. He's 2 for 2. And here's Jacob Bissell. Gibbons now really heating up in the Stomper bullpen. Cox, who is up near 60 pitches now, turns and throws to first. Olch back in safely. Runner at first, 2 out here in the top of the second. All the infield grass now covered in shadow. Middle infield in the bright sunlight. Here's Cox's first pitch, and Bissell takes high and away. The last 3 ball games, Stomper starters have really struggled to find the strike zone. You can even go back to the last game the Stompers won, 15-10 in Vallejo. Nick Barnese threw 100 pitches in 5 1/3. There's the 1-0 to Bissell. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. Barnese, who did get the win in that game, but by his standards and by the standards with which we've measured him this year, not even close to as good as he's been. Here's the 1-1. Right outside to Bissell. It's 2 balls and a strike. The last quality start you have from a Stomper starter this year, you have to go back to the 2nd of July, the first game in which the Stompers played this month. Henry Omania, 7 shutout. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Spinning a throw to first, and Olch is back safely. So the Stompers have really gone one time through the rotation, the starting rotation that is, and haven't gotten a quality start. Henry Omania, who is scheduled to go on Tuesday night here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. The 2-1 pitch is in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike to Jacob Cox, who now is just hoping to get out of this 2nd inning without being taken out of the game by Zach Pace. 3-1 the count to Bissell, the designated hitter, batting left-handed. Cox works from the stretch with Olch leading from first base. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 in the dirt. 5th walk issued by Jacob Cox in the ball game. In last night's game, Vijay Patel in 3 1/3. He walked 7. So free passes have been the issue. Pitching coach Mike Nunez, who was down in the bullpen with Ethan Gibbons. Nico Tony's coming up with 1st and 2nd and 2 out, and now here comes Zach Pace. Pace with the slow walk out to the mound. Ethan Gibbons ready to go. He hasn't made the move yet. Now he looks down to the bullpen, and that'll do it for Jacob Cox. This pitching change brought to you by Sonoma Hills Retirement. Cox lasts an inning and 2/3, and new pitcher will be Ethan Gibbons. We'll have that for you when we come back. Ethan Gibbons is the new pitcher for the Stompers. We're only in the top of the 2nd. Jacob Cox goes 1 2/3, allows 5 hits. He walks 5. Nico Tony will be the hitter to face Ethan Gibbons, the right-hander out of Sassoon City, California. He will come at you fastball, curveball, changeup. The fastball at the beginning of the year was 89 to 93. As of late, in his latter starts of this season, in which he made 4, the fastball was down 84-85. Here's his first pitch to Nico Tony, who sprays it foul off to the right. Out of the bullpen, Ethan Gibbons has been pretty good on the year, though he's 0-2 with a 12 ERA. He's allowed 20 runs on 30 hits in 15 innings, but the strikeout to walk ratio is good, 21-8. For the right-hander in his second season here with the Stompers, looks to second and throws on 0-1. That's outside. Tony walked his first time up. We're in the top of the second with Olch leading from second base, Bissell from first and 2 out. Napa leads 6-0. Gibbons 1-1 pitch. Tony lines it right center field. On comes Williams, and he'll make the catch. So Gibbons stops the bleeding here in the second. But Napa puts up 3 more on the Josh Montalongo 3-run shot to left. It's 6-0. We go to the home half of the second. Gillespie, Barrios, Barfield coming up for the Stompers.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Wordmice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
Brent Gillespie leads us off here in the bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, 7, Gillespie, Barrios, and Barfield in a 6-0 hole, trailing the Napa Silverados. Edward Perez steps off. He only needed 17 pitches in the first inning. He allowed a hit to Miles Williams and struck out 2. Here's his first pitch to Gillespie, who takes high and in for ball 1. So the book is closed on Cox, an inning and 2/3. 6 runs, only 2 of them earned on 5 hits. The walks, though, 5 of them and just 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-0, and Gillespie fouls it out of play off to the left. So the defense, a troubled piece of the puzzle here in the first 26, 27 games. Gillespie pops it up down the left field line. Bethencourt out. Over toward the line is Olch. Bethencourt toward the sidewall, and it falls in foul territory. One and 2 the count on Brent Gillespie. The DH hitting at .355 through the first 9 games for him this year. 3 home runs and 7 driven in. 1 and 2 the count. Everybody back to their positions on the left side of the field for Napa after chasing after the foul ball. Perez on 1 and 2. Gillespie takes a curveball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Stompers, who came in the best offensive team, the best pitching staff in the Pacific Association, We've said it over the last month or so. Here's the 2-2. Gillespie down on strikes. Chases a breaking ball down low. Third strikeout of the game for Edward Perez. The last 3 games, or even the last 4 games you could look at, the pitching has been okay at best. The hitting has been all right. It was good in Vallejo in the 15-10 win as Barrios stands in and he takes a fastball across the letters for strike 1. But after that, they couldn't hit against Salina here on the 4th of July. And then last night, 9 runs, but that doesn't really tell the story as Barrios swings and misses at a changeup. It's 0-2. Nine runs for the Stompers last night on 8 hits. The 2-0-2 pitch is on the ground right side. Montalongo backhands. He will flip to Perez, and it is a wild flip. It goes all the way to the sidewall. Barrios will reach first on an error by Montalongo. So Barrios is at first. And we were talking about last night's game in which, we're going to stop talking about it soon. But 9 runs for the Stompers. 4 of them came in the 9th inning on 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches. So they were gifted a couple of runs in last night's game. Barrios at first after the error. Here's Jacob Barfield hitting at .237. He has 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. He hit a solo shot in last night's game to tie the game in the 2nd inning, and a quick flip over to first base. Barrios is back standing up. Jacob Barfield playing first base tonight. Chris Quitzer out for the 2nd game in a row. Barfield came in to run for Quitzer after feeling something in his hamstring the other night on the 4th of July, and Barfield takes a swing and fouls it straight back. The Quitzer was out of last night's game. He was available off the bench, they say. He's on the bench tonight. So 2 nights off in a row for Chris Quitzer to try and get that hamstring healthy, and then 2 off days in a row tomorrow and Monday to try and get him back into the lineup on Tuesday. The 0-1 to Barrios is high. Barfield, that is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Barfield bats from the right side, making only his 3rd start at first base of the season. Perez, the tall right-hander, works out of the stretch. Barrios is at first base. Here's the 1-1. Barfield takes low. Barfield looked like he had the fastball timed up pretty well, and for Pedro Barrios over at first base, he's 2nd on the team with 6 stolen bases. Only Rob DeAngelis has more. Good hitters count for Barfield here. 2 balls and a strike with a runner at first and 1 out. Stompers trying to get on the board, trailing 6-0. Perez with a high setup toward the bill of the cap. The 2-1. Barfield takes a breaking ball in the outside corner, 2-2. The slight wind that we have blowing the flag in center. In over the center field wall just a tad, just enough to move the flag. Barfield calls time. First baseman digs back in from the right side with Barrios at first. Perez on 2-2. Barfield ropes it on the 2 hops down the third baseline foul. Still 2-2 on Barfield. They're deep all the way around in the outfield. Double play depth on the infield with Montalongo holding Barrios on over at first. Perez deals on 2-2. Barfield takes a called strike 3. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 4th strikeout of the game for Edward Perez. 3rd looking tonight. With 2 out, here's the catcher, Daniel Molinari. Molinari hitting at .364. Home run and 4 runs batted in. Molinari, right-handed hitting catcher with Barrios at first. The first pitch from Perez is fouled straight back. 4 strikeouts for Perez. Only 1 hit, the Miles Williams single in the first. Barrios reached this inning on the air by Montalongo. He's still over at first base. A pair of strikeouts here in the second for the Stompers. A turn and a throw to first is picked out of the dirt by Montalongo. Not a crisp throw. Nothing in 1 the count on Molinari. Runner at first, 2 out. We're only in the bottom of the second. Perez throws on 0-1. Molinari hits it in the air center field. Back on it goes Gar. He has plenty of room. He'll make the catch. Stompers get a base runner, do not score. No runs, no hits, an error in the inning. We go to the third. It's 6-0 Napa. 8-9-1 spots coming up.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
Dominic Bethencourt leads off for the Silverados here in the top of the third inning. Ethan Gibbons works out of the stretch, and his curveball is in for a called strike. Gibbons needed only 3 pitches to retire Tony to end the second after Cox lasted only an inning and 2/3, throwing 64 pitches without finishing the second. So here's Gibbons on 0-1, and the fastball misses inside to Bethencourt 1-1. Bethencourt bounced into a 6-4-3 double play to end the first. Napa has scored 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings so far. Here's the 1-1. That's high and away. 2 balls and a strike to Bethencourt. They're deep around the infield and straight away in the outfield. Hubbard just a couple of steps toward left center against Bethencourt. Here's Gibbons 2-1. That's high. 3 balls and a strike to Bethencourt. 8-9-1 hitters here in the third inning. Bethencourt, Knight, and Salas. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Bethencourt chops it foul. Maybe it got a piece of the foot. Bethencourt takes a walk, trying to get some feeling back in that left foot. He hits with the shin guard. The guard protects the front of that left shin, and then there's a toe flap on it that sits on the top of the foot. But if you miss and it gets the toe is not protected. Even if you do hit it off that protective shin guard, it still hurts as the payoff pitch misses high. 6 walks for Stomper pitching. And we're only in the top of the third with nobody out. Here's Johnny Knight. Walked and scored a run in the second. Stompers pitchers are going to have to find it fast. On the lineup card, only 3 available out of the bullpen tonight. Here's the first pitch to Knight. He swings and misses at a fastball above the letters. Gibbons, Liedholm, Richardson. Those were the only 3 on the lineup card for Zach Pace tonight out of the bullpen. Gibbons 0-1 pitch. The curveball in the dirt, blocked by Molinari. Bethencourt stays at first. The count evens at 1-1. Ethan Gibbons, a 28-year-old. This is his 7th professional season. His 2nd here with the Stompers. Went 8-1 last year with a sub-4 ERA. This year just not in his favor. The 12 ERA for the right-hander as his breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls and a strike on Johnny Knight. Gibbons was the opening night starter. First game of the season. He made 4 starts. ERA up near 15. Here's the 2-1, and it's fouled straight back. Since then, he's made 4 starts out of the 4 appearances out of the bullpen and allowed only 3 runs. All 3 of those runs came in Vallejo. Was on Wednesday night. Here's his 2-2 tonight. The pitch is hit in the air, left center field. DeAngelo's going back. He won't get there, and it is down and all the way to the wall. Bethencourt will score easily. The throw goes into Barrios. Here comes the relay to the plate. Not in time. An RBI double to left center for Johnny Knight, and it's 7-0. Back to the top of the lineup for Napa here in the third. Willie Salas. He does not have an at-bat tonight. A walk, and he scored a run in the first, and then a sacrifice bunt in the second. And at this rate, we're going to finish at around 1 a.m. We won't. Here's the first pitch to Salas. The breaking ball is called a strike. But the pace right now, set for about 7 hours. It's not going to stay that way, we don't think. Here's the 0-1. Salas chases a fastball, and it's 0-2. Though if we kept playing 2 innings every hour and a half, we'll get close. 7-0 here in the top of the third with Knight standing at second after the RBI double. Nobody out. Gibbons on 0-2. Breaking ball popped up. Right side of the infield. Barfield's calling for it. He's in on the infield grass, and he makes the catch. First out of the inning. Salas pops up to Barfield. 1 out. Here is Malvin Nunez. Nunez is 0 for 2. He reached in the second on an error by Rayson Romero and then came around to score. Nunez is second baseman with Johnny Knight out at second after the double. 1 out. 1 run in here this inning. Gibbons out of the stretch. He looks to second. The first pitch to Nunez is rolled foul up the first baseline. 0-1 the count. Stompers 2 base runners in the game. A Williams single, and Barrios reached on an error. Gibbons 0-1 pitch. Nunez reaches out and hits it in the air to right. Williams going back on it. He camps under it, makes the catch, tagging from second tonight. Now he puts on the brakes. Nunez flies to right for the second out, and that brings up Jordan Garr. Garr tonight 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. So Gibbons trying to end this top of the third, allowing just the 1 run. The leadoff walk and then the RBI double. Right-hander from Sassoon City. He looks to second. The first pitch to Jordan Garr is chopped softly on the ground to second. Romero fields. He'll throw to first, and that ends the inning. Napa puts one more on the board on an RBI double from Johnny Knight. It's 7-0. We're through 2.5. 9-1-2 spots for the Stompers when we come back on KSVY and on the Stompers Radio Network.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Rayson Romero leads us off in the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 for the Stompers. Here against Edward Perez on 33 pitches. He's allowed 1 hit and struck out 4. So Romero gets his turn. A .094 batting average, and Perez delivers a strike. It's 0-1. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 here in the top half of the third for the Silverados. They lead it 7-0. Here's the 0-1 from Perez, and Romero takes high. The Stompers coming in on this 2-game skid. 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Make that 4 for 19, including tonight, as Romero takes high. They had 2 at-bats in the first inning, DeAngelis and Hubbard, and DeAngelis grounded back to the box, and Hubbard was called out on strikes. Getting runs home at an ideal point of the game has been non-existent for the Stompers the last 2 nights, and Romero takes the curveball inside. 3 balls and a strike. Right-handed hitting second baseman awaits the 3-1. Here it is, and that's across the letters for strike 2. The count is full on Rayson Romero with Nick Gatta on deck. The payoff pitch. Low. Romero works a leadoff walk here in the third. The first walk issued by Edward Perez, and here is Nick Gatta. Gatta was called out on strikes his first time against Perez. He's 0 for 1. Perez, who hasn't fared well against the Stompers this year in 2 appearances. He started one of those games, but he's brilliant tonight so far. Romero leads from first. The first pitch to Nick Gatta is in the dirt. That skips away from Tony, and up to second goes Rayson Romero. That's a wild pitch. 1 ball and no strikes on Nick Gata after the wild pitch. That puts Rayson Romero in scoring position. So here we go again. We emphasize it here on the broadcast with how good the Stompers had been with runners in scoring position up until last night, hitting over 300 as a team. 4 for 19 in their last 2+ games. 0 for 2 tonight. Now Nick Gata with a chance with Romero at second and nobody out. Perez on 1-0. Gata takes inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Gata with how good he's been this year, hitting at .313 and leading the league with a .522 on base percentage. The one place in his game where he hasn't been the best is with men in scoring position, a .263 average, just 5 for 19. Here's the 2-0. Fouled away. In Gata's defense, he does hit in the leadoff spot, so not as many at-bats as everybody else when you're talking about the size of the at-bats that other Stompers have had. Just to mention a few, Quitzer with 39, Hubbard has 49, just 19 for Gata. He's the man that's usually on base for those hitters. 2-1 the count. Romero leads from second, nobody out. Perez deals. Gata takes high and away, 3 balls and a strike. 32 walks for Gata. That leads the league. Three and one the count. Gata stands in the left-handed batter's box. Perez with a long look in. Now his 3-1 pitch to Gata. That's high. A pair of walks in this inning against Edward Perez, and the Stompers have first and second for Miles Williams, the man who has the only hit for the Stompers in the game. Nico Tony will go out and talk to his right-hander from the Dominican Republic. It gives us a chance to remind you that the Stompers are off tomorrow and Monday. Back here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field Tuesday and Wednesday, 6:05, before going on the road 2 days in a row next Thursday and Friday in Vallejo, and then back home for the weekend. Saturday at 6:05, and then the first Sunday home game of the season next Sunday, July 14th. So here's Williams, who singled his first time. With men in scoring position this year, Williams hitting at .258. Only 8 for 31. 1 for 1 in this game with a single. He'll hit with Romero at second, Gata at first after drawing back-to-back walks off of Napa starter Edward Perez. His first pitch to Williams. Oh, and it got him right between the numbers. Williams tosses the bat and now takes off the shin guard. He'll walk down to first base. Ron Adams standing between Williams and Perez, but no looks or anything were exchanged. Just a precautionary, I guess. So DeAngelis has the bases loaded with nobody out for Miles Williams. The 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. And now Billy Filo, acting pitching coach today, will go out to the mound and talk to his right-hander, Edward Perez. Now the training staff will come out and look at Miles Williams. 2 walks in the first pitch, right between the numbers on Miles Williams. Rob DeAngelis will hit with the bases loaded and nobody out, and the Stompers with a golden opportunity here in the bottom of the third, trailing 7-0. Ron Adams goes out. He'll break up the conversation between Filo, Perez, Tony. The left side of the infield, Bethencourt and Salas in on the conversation as well. Bases loaded and nobody out. DeAngelis hitting at .312. .333 with a home run and 12 driven in for Rob with men in scoring position this year. He went deep in San Rafael last night, a solo shot. That was his 3rd. He's driven in 14 on the season. And he has a chance to get the Stompers on the board here in the 3rd against Perez, who was brilliant in the first 2 innings. Still only allowed one hit, but has struggled with the command and finding the zone here in the third. He works out of the windup, the first pitch to DeAngelis. Swung on and a fastball in the dirt. And DeAngelis looks like he hurt himself on the swing. Now Rob comes into this game. In last night's game, he made a diving attempt on a little blooper down the left field line. He dove on his stomach, and he was checked out last night for an injury to his knee. And it looked like there Rob was feeling the knee a little bit. He came up gingerly after the swing. 0-1 the count against Edward Perez. Here's the 0-1 to DeAngelis. In the air to center field. That's hit well. Gar going back. He's on the run. He reaches up, and it's down and off the wall. Here comes Romero. He'll score. Got it being waved around third. He will score. Rob DeAngelis in the second base, a 2-run double. And the Stompers are on the board here in the third. It's 7-2. Gar with a heck of an effort out in center field. Chasing it down in the left center field gap. He banged off the wall. Did not come up with the catch, so second and third. And nobody out for Dondre Hubbard. First hit for the Stompers with a man in scoring position tonight. They're 1 for 3. Here's Dondre Hubbard. He hit with Williams at third in the first inning and was called out on strikes. He hits with Williams at third here in the third inning. DeAngelis is at second. Still nobody out. Perez struggling to find the strike zone. He does to DeAngelis, and he hits it in the left center field gap for a 2-run double. Here's the first pitch. Hubbard waves at a breaking ball. 0-1 the count on Dondre Hubbard. Leads the league with 10 home runs and with 37 runs batted in. The cleanup man for the Stompers, second and third. Nobody out. Perez looks to second, the 0-1. Hubbard takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and now he finds himself in a hole, 0-2. A 7-pitch strikeout the first time for Hubbard, now way behind in the count. Nothing into the count. Perez out of the stretch. He looks in. Now comes set. Right at the bill of the cap, the 0-2 pitch. Hubbard hits it in the air to right. Coming on is Knight. He reaches up. It'll fall in front, and it skips past him. Williams will score. Here comes DeAngelis. He will score. A 2-run double for Dondre Hubbard. It's 7-4. Hubbard with his 38th and 39th RBIs of the season. The Stompers have put up 4 runs here in the third. Still nobody out. Here's Gillespie with Hubbard at first and nobody out. Now just a 3-run ball game. Dondre Hubbard, a little flare single into right. Back-to-back 2-run hits out of DeAngelis and Hubbard. Here's Gillespie with Hubbard at first, nobody out. 7-4, Stompers trail in the third. Only 3 hits against Edward Perez, 2 of them here in the third inning. The first pitch, Gillespie takes a big swing at a breaking ball down below the strike zone. He comes up empty. He missed it by about a foot. Nothing and 1 the count on Gillespie. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Perez turns and fires to first. Hubbard back with a head first dive. Brent Gillespie, the left-handed hitter, the DH tonight. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Hubbard leads from first, the 0-1. He goes. The pitch fouled away. And Gillespie knew that he shouldn't have swung. Right after making contact, Gillespie turns the head and looks down toward the ground. Hubbard had it stolen, it looked like. He had a pretty good jump. Tony has a good arm behind the plate. The count is now 0-2 on Brent Gillespie. And if I'm Edward Perez here, I'm spiking a curveball right behind home plate. Maybe not even reaching home plate with it. Gillespie likes to chase. The 0-2 is punched in the air, short center, out goes Salas, on comes Guard. That'll fall for a base hit. Hubbard will go to third. First to third on the Gillespie single to center. 3 straight hits off of Edward Perez, and the Stompers have him at the corners, still nobody out. Pedro Barrios will come up. He reached his first time on an error by Montelongo over at first. It's 7-4. Gillespie on 0-2 got a pitch up in the zone that he could just muscle into short center field. Salas, the speedy shortstop, went out. He couldn't make a play on it. And Hubbard with the heads-up base running. He goes from first to third, now just 90 feet away, and Barrios is the tying run at the plate. We're in the bottom of the third. Napa leads 7-4. Barrios, the right-handed hitting shortstop, against Edward Perez. Right-hander set out of the stretch, his first pitch. Barrios on the ground, left side, Salas to his right, deep in the hole. He goes to second for one, back to first, not in time. Barrios reaches on a fielder's choice. That brings home a run. It's 7-5. Still just one out here in the third. Gillespie forced out at second base. Napa could not complete the back half of the double play, and here's Jacob Barfield. Barfield tied the game in the second inning last night with a solo home run. He has 6 home runs on the year. He was called out on strikes his first time against Edward Perez, and he has a chance to tie the game here in the third. Just one out. Barrios at first base. He has 6 stolen bases on the season. He leads from first. Perez's first pitch. Barfield takes on the outside corner for strike one. Nothing in one the count. Here's the pitch. Barfield yanks it down the left field line. That's in for a base hit. It goes to the wall. Barrios headed for third. Jacob Barfield into second, a stand-up double. Second and third, one out, and here's Daniel Molinari. Andrew Fernandez has gone down to the Napa bullpen. He's stretching out now. He'll start to throw. Molinari hit a fly ball to center his first time. Infield pulled in for Napa all the way around. Barrios is at third. Barfield is at second after the one-out double to left. 7-5 Stompers trail. Barfield's the tying run at second base. Perez will work out of the windup here against Daniel Molinari, who calls time. Molinari hitting at 364. The first pitch, he takes a breaking ball for strike one. Molinari started to bail out of the way. Molinari 4 for 6 with men in scoring position this year so far. Only his 7th start behind the plate tonight. Here's the 0-1 from Perez. Molinari takes a breaking ball. This one inches off the outside corner. Started as a strike. It just kept breaking away from Molinari and ended up about 2 or 3 ball lengths off the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on for the Stompers here in the last of the third. 7-5. Napa leads. Perez taking too long for Molinari's liking, who calls time, steps out. Perez, the 6'3 right-hander from the Dominican Republic. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Molinari takes a curveball, this one outside again, 2-1. Molinari, the catcher from Redwood City, California. Spent 2018 in the Pecos League. Has a chance to tie the game here in the third, the 2-1 pitch. He's out in front of the breaking ball, and he fouls it straight back to the screen, 2-2. Molinari with 1 home run this year. It came here, a solo shot. 2-2 the count. Rayson Romero's on deck. Perez works out of the windup. Here he is on 2-2. Inside to Molinari, and the count is full. Three and two on Daniel Molinari. He climbs back in the right-handed batter's box. Barrios leads from third. Barfield from second. The payoff pitch. Chopped on the ground up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Here comes Barfield from second. He'll score, and the game is tied on a Molinari 2-run single. We're tied at 7. The Stompers have hit around here in the third. All 7 runs here in the third inning. And here comes Rayson Romero, who started the inning with a walk. 7 game in the third. Can you believe it? Here's Romero. Rayson Romero, the 10th man to bat this inning. He started everything with a walk. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third for Napa. The Stompers have put up 7 runs here in the bottom of the third to tie it up. Molinari leads from first. The first pitch to Romero. He chops it foul down the third base line. 0-1 the count. The Stompers this inning 3 for 4 with men in scoring position, a double, 2 singles, and 6 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Romero takes upstairs. 1-1 the count. Right-hander set up toward the bill. He deals on 1-1. Romero takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Andrew Fernandez still throwing in the Napa bullpen. Spinning a throw to first, and Molinari back standing. Romero walked and scored in the ballgame. Up until this inning started, Perez had struck out 4 and allowed just 1 hit. No strikeouts, 2 walks. 5 hits in the inning for the Stompers. Here's the 1-2. Romero hits it on the ground, right side. Diving at second is Nunez. He's up with it and throws Romero out at first. Slick play by the second baseman, Melvin Nunez, to record the second out of the inning. Molinari does go to second base, and here's Nick Gatta. Gatta 0 for 1 in the game, a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored, and we'll have a new pitcher. That'll do it for Edward Perez here in the third. He lasts 2 2/3. New pitcher Andrew Fernandez. This pitching change brought to you by Sonoma Hills Retirement. We'll have it for you when we come back. Andrew Fernandez, the new pitcher for Napa here in the third. Nick Gatta with a runner at second and 2 out will bat. For Fernandez this year, this is his 10th appearance, a 3.29 ERA. He's allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 14 hits in 13 and 2/3. He struck out 17 and walked 8. The right-hander at 6'4" from Woodland, California. Here's his first pitch to Nick Gatta. That's inside with a breaking ball. A slider from Fernandez. 1-0 the count. The Stompers, who have put up 7 here in the bottom of the third inning, and Gatta trying to cash in one more and give the Stompers their first lead of the game. The 1-0 pitch is inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Salina already played once today over in Vallejo and lost 12-4, and they are trailing the San Rafael Pacific 6-5 in the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 the count on Gatta, a good hitter's count with Molinari at second, who runs decently well for a catcher. The 2-0. Gatta takes a wicked 2-seam fastball for strike 1. Fernandez, a high 3/4 delivery, and the slider moves a ton, and so did that 2-seam fastball. 2-1 the count on Gatta, who recorded his 33rd walk of the season and has now reached in all 25 games that he's appeared in this year. Gatta calls time and steps out. Gatta, who has played in 25 of the 26 Stompers games this year. The only game that he did not play in, the Sunday afternoon game in San Rafael. About a week ago. Fernandez on 2-1 to Gatta. He takes a 2-seamer, call a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Left-hander up in the Napa bullpen now. On a 2-2 pitch, Gatta rolls it softly to first. Montelongo fields about a foot foul of the first base bag. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at second. Bottom of the third inning, and we're tied at 7. Nick Gatta, the leadoff man, trying to extend the inning. Gatta digs in left side. Molinari leads from second base. Fernandez is 2-2. Inside 3-2. Andrew Fuentes, the left-hander, is up in the Napa bullpen. Here's the payoff pitch to Nick Gatta. He takes inside and low. Second time Gatta has walked tonight. He now has 34 walks on the season. And here's Miles Williams. So the left-hander, Andrew Fernandez, on the mound, and Andrew Fuentes is in the bullpen. Molinari at second, Gatta at first. Williams, who was hit earlier this inning and came around to score. He's 1 for 1 with a single. He had the first hit of the game as he wants time. First pitch to Miles Williams, a breaking ball in for strike 1. Andrew Fernandez, the right-hander from Castro Valley, played collegiately at Cal State East Bay. The high 3/4 delivery. Here's his 0-1 to Williams after a look back to second, and Miles takes a slider down in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike on Miles Williams, first and second, 2 out. Fernandez set. Here's the 1-1, and Williams swings at a 2-seamer. A ball and 2 strikes. The Stompers, who have tied it, putting up 7 runs here in the third. Right-hander at the belt. Here's his 1-2 pitch. And Williams is down on strikes. He chased the slider. The Stompers put up 7 runs here in the third and tie the game. So Gibbons goes back out in a tie ball game, and he'll face the middle third of the order when we come back.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Sonoma Hills Retirement Community, and
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
Josh Montalongo leads us off in the top of the fourth inning for the Silverados. 4-5-6, Montalongo, Olch, and Bissell against Ethan Gibbons, who got the final out of the second and then allowed 1 run in the third. He works into the fourth. His first pitch to Montalongo, a big swing. He tried to untie this game, and he comes up empty. 0-1 the count on Josh Montalongo. He's driven in 4 of the 7 runs, and he is also scored. So he is 5 of the 7 Napa runs tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gibbons' curveball is outside and low. The Stompers, who have tied this game up, 7 runs on 5 hits in the last of the third. And we're tied at 7 in the top of the fourth. Sun setting in about an hour from now, but the whole field is shaded as the 1-1 fastball from Gibbons is swung on and missed. Montalongo nods the head, puts the helmet back on, and a 1-2 count, so the whole field in shadow. The sky is still a baby blue. The lights will turn on shortly here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. The 1-2 curveball is rolled foul down the third base line. Montalongo is yet to be retired tonight. He's 2 for 2, a single and the 3-run homer. Nobody up at either bullpen at the moment. Andrew Fuentes was up for Napa last half an inning. Gibbons out of the stretch on 1-2. Montalongo is down on strikes. Ethan Gibbons has his first strikeout as he threw the fastball right by him. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. So here's Nick Gulch, who is also 2 for 2 tonight. First time he'll face Ethan Gibbons. Both singles off of Jacob Cox, right back up the middle. One actually got Cox on the right calf. Here's the first pitch from Gibbons. A changeup swung on and missed. Pulled the string as it fell right off the table. Started knee high and just dove down into the dirt. 0-1 the count. Gibbons, who works from the stretch with nobody on and 1 out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Chopped foul along the first baseline. It's 0-2. Top of the fourth, tied at 7. Gibbons at the chest. He throws on 0-2 to Nick Olch. Pops it out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The Stomper offense that came in live in the bottom of the third, knocking Edward Perez out of the game. As the book is closed on Perez. Gibbons 0-2 to Olch one more time. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gibbons here in the top of the fourth inning, and that brings up Jacob Bissell. So for Edward Perez, 2 2/3, 7 runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. First 8 hitters he faced, he only allowed the 1 hit and struck out 4. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Bissell. That skips in, and Molinari picks it out of the dirt, saving Rod Adams behind home plate. He was bailing right away. You don't want to take one of those. We saw Gary Reichelmeyer take one unobstructed to the left shoulder a few nights ago, and he was looked at for a long time. The 1-0 pitch to Bissell. High, 2-0. Bissell tonight 1 for 1, an RBI double, and he's walked. Gibbons on 2-0 to the Napa designated hitter. Popped up. Right side. Barfield into foul territory. Now Molinari calling for it. He'll make the catch. That ends the inning. A 1-2-3 top of the fourth for Ethan Gibbons. We go to the home half. 3, 4, 5 hitters. DeAngelis, Hubbard, Gillespie.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Rob DeAngelis leads us off in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-4-5 DeAngelis, Hubbard, Gillespie against Andrew Fernandez. He came in to clean up the third inning. Walked Gata, struck out Williams to end the inning. Stranding 2 men on base. Perez, who allowed all 7 runs on 6 hits, 5 of those hits coming in the third inning, and DeAngelis takes a 2-seamer for strike 1. Owen won the count. DeAngelis is 1 for 2, a 2-run double in the third. The 0-1 pitch, he's out in front of the fastball and fouls it straight back. 0-2 the count on DeAngelis, the heart of the order for the Stompers here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-5 San Rafael over Salina in the bottom of the fourth inning down at Albert Park. So the 1-2 to DeAngelis is a slider in the dirt, swung on and missed. The throw down to first base is in time to complete the strikeout. Salina in their second game of the day after losing to Vallejo 12-4 earlier on this afternoon. Here's Dondre Hubbard. He's 1 for 2, a 2-run single his last time. Nobody on, 1 out. Hubbard leads the league with 39 RBIs. He'll bat against Fernandez here in the fourth. Base is empty, the first pitch. Inside, slider backed up, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Hubbard, the right-handed hitter, with the 2-run single in the third inning, extended his hitting streak to 19 games. The 1-0 is a slider that misses way outside. Misses everybody and goes to the backstop. Tied at 7 here in the fourth. Started as a warm night, and the sun's going down. It's cooling down a little bit. But a nice night here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field on Pride Night. The 2-0 pitch is another breaking ball that misses inside to Hubbard. 3 balls and no strikes. Good count for Hubbard here, the 3-0 pitch. He tanks on the outside corner, a 2-seamer, 3-1. Fernandez, who gets that natural movement on his fastball due to his arm slot. The 2-seam action, the running action. Here's the 3-1. Inside to Hubbard, he walked him. One out walk to Dondre Hubbard, and here's Brent Gillespie. Gillespie tonight also 1 for 2 with a single. That came in the big third inning. Hubbard at first. He has some speed, the center fielder. But he does not have he does have 2 stolen bases this year as Gillespie takes inside 1-0. Not likely he'll take off here in the fourth. Tony behind the plate who has a good arm. Gillespie in a 1-0 count against Fernandez. Here's the pitch. There goes Hubbard. Gillespie takes, and the throw down to second base is not in time. Hubbard with his 3rd stolen base of the year, and the pitch was low, it looked like, to Gillespie. 2 balls and no strikes, the count on Gillespie. Man at second, 1 out. Gillespie looking to put the Stompers ahead. He could do it with a base hit. Hubbard leads from second with 1 out. We're tied at 7 in the fourth. Fernandez looks to second. The 2-0 to Gillespie, and instead an inside move. No throw to second base from Fernandez. Still 2-0. Gillespie the DH tonight. He's 1 for 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and he takes a changeup off the outside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. Gillespie looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot here with Hubbard at second. 1 out, trying to drive him in and give the Stompers the lead. Here's the 3-0. Inside, and he walked him. Back-to-back walks from Andrew Fernandez. Puts runners at first and second for Pedro Barrios. Nobody up in either bullpen at the moment. Andrew Fuentes was loosening for the Silverados, but not up anymore. Here's Barrios, who is 0 for 2. Drove in a run on a fielder's choice. That was last inning in the third. The first pitch from Fernandez, after a long pause, is on the outside corner, strike 1. Stompers, after coming into this game during the 2-game skid, 4 for 17 with runners in scoring position. They are 3 for 7 tonight with 7 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Barrios checks his swing. He does not go around on a slider that misses outside. It's 1-1. Hubbard's at second. Gillespie is at first. Hubbard, the go-ahead run here in the fourth. Fernandez at the belt, the 1-1. Barrios chops a slider on the ground softly to short. Salasfield still got a second for one. To first, not in time. So Barrios once again reaches on a fielder's choice. Gillespie is thrown out at second for the second out of the inning, and here is Jacob Barfield. Runners at the corners, 2 out here in the fourth. Tied at 7. Jacob Barfield, he's 1 for 2. He doubled and scored his last time up in the third. Fernandez's first pitch, and Barfield pops it way up. Left side foul territory and out of play. Nothing in 1 the count with Hubbard at third. Barrios at first. Hubbard, who looks into Barfield, has a little conversation with him, gives him a clap. Barfield digs back in. Here's the 0-1. Lined into left field, coming on is Olche. He slides it. It's past him all the way to the wall. Hubbard will score easily. Barrios waved around third. He'll score, and Barfield's into second base, and the Stompers have a 9-7 lead. Two-run double for Jacob Barfield, his second double of the game. And the Stompers lead by 2. Barrios, who scored all the way from first. Olch came in. He took a risk sliding for it. It got past him. Here's Daniel Molinari. Molinari 1 for 2, a 2-run single his last time up. Barfield's at second with 2 out the first pitch, and Molinari takes a two-seamer knee-high for strike 1. 9-7, Stompers have their first lead on the Barfield 2-run double. Molinari, the catcher, digs back in against Fernandez. Right-hander looks to second. Barfield with a huge lead out at second base. Now the 0-1 pitch. Molinari shoots it through the right side, a base hit. Barfield waved around third. Here's the throw from Knight to the plate. It's not in time. RBI single for Daniel Molinari. He's driven in 3, and it's 10-7. Stompers with 10 runs in the last 2 innings, and they're not even done hitting here in the fourth. Here's Rayson Romero. And here comes Billy Filo, the pitching coach tonight. He'll go out and talk to his right-hander, Andrew Fernandez. The inning started. Rob DeAngelis went down on strikes. Hubbard and Gillespie drew back-to-back walks. Barrios reached on a fielder's choice, putting Hubbard at third and forcing out Gillespie at second. So with first and third and 2 out, Jacob Barfield delivered a double to left to score 2. And then Daniel Molinari shoots a base hit through the right side of the infield to score Jacob Barfield. And just like that, the Stompers have their first lead of the game, and it's 10-7. 10 unanswered runs for the Stompers in the last 2 innings. Rayson Romero will be the batter. Nobody up in the Napa bullpen. A long visit on the mound from Fila, who is talking directly to Ron Adams. It's Filo, Tony, Fernandez, and Adams now standing on top of the hill. Rayson Romero will hit with Molinari at first and 2 out. Ray's 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the 3rd inning. And he was also the second out of the 3rd inning. So Romero will hit against Fernandez. Napa at one point had a 7-0 lead going into the home half of the 3rd inning. The Stompers have flipped the script here in the last 2 innings offensively. Molinari's at first. Here's the first pitch from Andrew Fernandez, and Romero takes a slider for strike one. Molinari's at first with 2 outs. Stompers lead by 3 here in the fourth. And so what's been a wild game so far. The 0-1 pitch is way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Romero. Olch, Garnite in the outfield for Napa. Bethencourt, Salas, Nunez, Montalongo. Here's the 1-1. Romero's out in front of the slider, and he fouls it back. Just did get a piece, and it's 1-2. (10-7) in the bottom of the fourth. 2 out. Molinari at first after the RBI single. 3 runs here in the fourth inning for the Stompers to take the lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Andrew Fernandez to Racing Romero. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-2. Stompers tonight 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Romero takes off the outside corner, and the count is full. Here's the payoff pitch. There goes Molinari. Misses outside and low. Racing Romero works his second walk of the game. The Stompers have first and second with 2 out, and here comes Nick Gatta. Gatta tonight 0 for 1. Struck out his first time against Edward Perez. He has walked twice. Scored one of those times. He walked twice in the third inning. The first pitch from Fernandez. He looks to second. Here it is, and Gatta takes outside. Gatta is the 8th man to hit here in the bottom of the fourth inning. He has Molinari at second and Romero over at first. Fernandez on 1-0, and Gatta shoots it foul off to the left. 1-1 the count, shot it right over the top of the third base dugout. 1-1 the count to Nick Gatta, the third baseman tonight. 34 walks for him on the season. My goodness. The 1-1 pitch. He takes in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Gatta against Fernandez. Nobody up in the moment in Napa's bullpen, and now it looks like a right-hander is going to start to stretch up. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Gatta hits it on the ground, right side. Montalongo over the second baseman. Nunez fields it, and he throws it away. Here comes Romero. He'll score. That is Molinari. Romero is held at third, and it is 11-7. The error by Nunez at second base allows Molinari to score. Romero goes to third, and the Stompers lead by 4. Error on Nunez at second base.
Put it this way. I've already put it in as an error, and I want to read it.
Here's Miles Williams with second and third. 2 out. The first pitch to him from Fernandez. He takes a 2-seamer for strike one on the inside corner. So the Stompers have hit around for the second straight inning. Williams is the 9th man to bat. The 0-1 pitch from Fernandez. Slider misses inside for ball 1. So Gatta, who hit a ground ball to the right side. Montalongo, who went over to his right. He didn't get it. Nunez, the second baseman, did. He tried to throw to Fernandez covering first. The throw was wide, allowing Molinari to score. Here's the 1-1. Miles was way ahead of the slider, and it's 1-2. Williams tonight 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout. He was hit by a pitch. He scored a run. One ball, 2 strikes. Romero's at third. Gata is at second. The pitch from Fernandez misses outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on for Williams. Stompers lead by 4. Here's the pitch. He takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner, and the inning is over. The Stompers put up 4 runs here this inning on 2 hits and lead it 11-7. We go to the top of the 5th. Last third of the order for Napa due up when we come back.
We would like to thank our community partners: Tina Schoen Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Sonoma Hills Retirement Community, and
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
Bottom third of the order for Napa here in the top of the 5th inning against Ethan Gibbons. It's Nico, Tony, Dominic, Bethencourt, and Johnny Knight. 7-8-9 against Gibbons here in the 5th. The Stompers lead it 11-7. Gibbons' first pitch to Nico Tony is a curveball that floats in for strike 1. Gibbons, a 1-2-3 4th inning. The Stompers, who got a 2-run double from Jacob Barfield, the RBI single from Daniel Molinari, and then Molinari scored on the throwing error by Malvin Nunez. They put up 5 in the bottom of the 4th and lead it 11-7, and Tony fouls the 0-1 fastball straight back, and it's 0-2. Tony tonight is 0 for 1. He flied to left and walked. Gibbons out of the stretch, and he throws on 0-2. Way outside. Look out, Rawhide. Gibbons almost hit the bowl with that fastball that missed by about 8 feet. One and two, the count to Tony. Here's the pitch, and he fouls it off again. Nico Tony, the catcher. Behind in the count, 1-2. Gibbons out of the stretch. Here it is again. Curveball on the inside corner, called strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Gibbons. One away here in the 5th. So Jacob Cox is off the hook. He'll get a no decision after allowing 6 runs, just 2 of them earned. Almost forgotten that he started this game. It was so long ago. Here's the first pitch to Bethencourt. He shoots a curveball into right field. Williams coming on. He slides, and he makes the catch. Miles Williams with a sliding grab in right for out number 2. A tremendous play by the right fielder. That'll bring up Johnny Knight. Nobody on and 2 out for Johnny Knight. Knight, an RBI double off of Ethan Gibbons his last time up. The only run and the only hit Gibbons has given up in relief tonight. Knight calls time and he steps out. (11-7) Stompers lead in the top of the 5th. Gibbons' first pitch tonight, a fastball popped up. Right side, Romero. He's got it, and Gibbons has another 1-2-3 inning. We're halfway home in tonight's ball game. The Stompers lead 11-7.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Rob DeAngelis leads us off in the last of the 5th. We're halfway through the ball game. The Stompers lead 11-7, 11 unanswered runs. DeAngelis takes outside from Andrew Fernandez, and the count is 1-0. DeAngelis led off the bottom of the 4th inning. He struck out. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run double. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and DeAngelis takes inside 2-0. Rob, the left-hander from Staten Island, New York.
Now that's the tricky candy, remember.
2-0 the count on the Stomper left fielder. Here's the pitch from Fernandez, and Rob swings and misses at a slider. Stompers have sent at least 9 men to the plate in the last 2 innings. They sent 11 in the 3rd, 9 in the 4th. And they've scored 11 runs in those 2 innings combined on 7 hits. Here's the 2-1 pitch. DeAngelis chops a slider up the first baseline and foul. And it's even at 2-2. DeAngelis, Hubbard, Gillespie 3-4-5 in the fifth inning against Andrew Fernandez. He's the second man on for Napa tonight. DeAngelis awaits the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Popped up. Shallow left center. Salas goes out. Olch comes on, and Nick Olch makes the catch for out number 1. One away. Here is Dondre Hubbard. Hubbard tonight, he's 1 for 2, a 2-run single back in the third. He's walked and scored. He scored in the third inning as well. So 2 runs across for Hubbard tonight. He is responsible for 4 of the 11 Stomper runs. Nobody on, 1 out. Fernandez, the side armor against Hubbard. The first pitch lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. Hubbard has a 1-out single. He rounds set first very hard. Second hit of the night for Dondre Hubbard, and here's Brent Gillespie. Gillespie tonight 1 for 2 with a single. He walked last inning. This is the third inning in a row that Gillespie has hit. Hubbard's at first. He already has a stolen base tonight. He has 3 on the year. The first pitch, Gillespie takes way inside. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Right-hander Fernandez against a lefty Gillespie, the 1-0. Inside in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to count on the Stompers designated hitter. Surprisingly, Gillespie has not driven in a run tonight. 3 home runs and 7 RBIs on the season. The 2-0 pitch. Gillespie takes a 2-seamer outside, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes to Gillespie. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. That is inside a 4-pitch walk. One of the closer sliders that Fernandez has thrown in the game. Kind of could have gone either way, in our opinion, up here. So here's Barrios. Barrios bats with first and second, 1 out. He's 0 for 3. He's bounced into 2 fielders' choices and reached on an error. He's reached all 3 times without recording a hit. He takes a fastball for strike 1. Reached on an error in the second, drove in a run, reached on a fielder's choice in the third and scored. And then reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the fourth. 0-1 the count. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Barrios takes a slider in the dirt. Pedro Barrios, the shortstop from Venezuela, who led the Pacific Association in batting average in 2018 at .365, comes in at .238 here in this game. But he's been a reliable bat for Zach Pace toward the bottom of the lineup. Here's the 1-1. He takes high and in. Barrios, despite hitting at .238, has scored 19 times this year. Make that 16 times this year. And he's driven in 14. The 2-1 pitch. Chases a slider, a half-hearted swing, and it's 2-2. He's 5 for 22 with men in scoring position, but on those 5 hits, 2 home runs, a triple, and 14 runs batted in. 2-2 with Hubbard at second and Gillespie at first after the single and the walk. Fernandez spins and throws to second. It is in time. They got Hubbard. The throw is to the second base side of the bag. But Nunez very quick to put the tag on Hubbard, who's picked off a second base. That's the second out of the inning. That just can't happen. Just can't happen with less than 2 outs in. There's the 2-2. Barrios lines it back off the glove of Fernandez. Racing forward is Nunez, and that'll be a hit. Barrios' first hit of the night. And now the base running mishap by Dondre Hubbard is amplified. Instead of the bases loaded and 1 out for Barfield, the Stompers have first and second with 2 out. Barfield is 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles. He's driven in 2 and he's scored twice. Gillespie's at second. Barrios at first after the single. Fernandez trying to get out of the 5th without allowing a run. Stompers put up 7 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Barfield. He takes a 2-seamer for strike 1 on the inside corner. Barfield, who roped a double to left his last time to score 2 and give the Stompers their first lead of the game. Trying to add on here, the 0-1 from Fernandez, a slider waved at and missed. Barfield will have to shorten up and protect here with runner at first and second and 2 out. Fernandez from the stretch. Gillespie leads from second. Here's the pitch. Barfield down on strikes. The Stompers can't get a run across and strand 2 men on 2 hits here in the 5th. We're through 5 hits as Stompers 11, Silverados 7.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
(11-7). Ethan Gibbons back out. He'll face the 1-2-3 hitters, Salas, Nunez, and Gar. Still works from the stretch here in the 6th. His first pitch to Willie Salas is pulled down the left field line. That's it well, but it hooks foul. 0-1 the count. Gibbons on relief of Jacob Cox. Now that may seem a little contradictory. Cox, who started the year in the closer role, and Gibbons, who was the ace opening night. Here's the 0-1 to Salas. A breaking ball skips in the dirt. But Gibbons has looked great out of relief tonight. Just the 1 run on 1 hit. 2 base runners allowed. They both came in the 3rd inning. The walk and then a double to score the run. That's all. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Salas fouls it straight back. One and 2 the count on Willie Salas. He's 0 for 1. Dropped down a sac bunt in the 2nd inning. Walked and scored a run in the 1st, and he popped up to Barfield at first base his last time at the plate. A couple of men up in the Stomper bullpen, stretching, not throwing. Nobody up in Napa's bullpen. In an 11-7, Stomper leading the 6th. Gibbons downhill on 1 and 2. Salas takes low, a fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over in San Rafael, the Pacifics lead the Stockade 11-6. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stockade, who lost 12-4 already to Vallejo today. Gibbons deals on 2 and 2. Salas rolls a curveball up the middle. Barrios dives. He can't get it. It's into center field for a base hit. Salas, hard turn around first. Hubbard, who picks up the grounder in center and will toss it in. A leadoff single for Willie Salas. His first hit of the ball game. And that brings up Malvin Nunez. Nunez 0 for 3. He reached in the 2nd inning on an error and then came around to score. Pride night here tonight, and the Stompers have 11 unanswered runs after trailing 7-0 after 2.5. Lead 11-7. A 7-run 3rd and a 4-run 4th. We'll have a pinch hitter for Malvin Nunez. Dakota Connors will pinch hit. Salas leads from first, nobody out. Connors, who bats from the right side, takes a fastball outside and low. One ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Connors. He fouls it straight back. So Malvin Nunez ends his night 0 for 3. Connors, who has just been a hit machine for Napa since coming over to the Silverados. He'll bat with Salas at first. Nobody out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A fastball outside to Connors, and it's 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike on Dakota Connors. Batting for Malvin Nunez. Gibbons at the chest. Here's the 2-1. High and away. 3-1. Jordan Gar's on deck, and this game far from over here in the top of the 6th inning. The Stompers lead it by 4. 18 runs combined here in this ball game so far. There goes Salas. The pitch is inside, ball 4. A walk to Dakota Connors, and Napa has first and second with nobody out for Jordan Gar. And before that, Willie Salas base hit. Ethan Gibbons had retired 9 straight before the single opened the inning. Here comes pitching coach Mike Nunez. We're off tomorrow and Monday, and we're not home again until Tuesday. It'll be the 9th of July. A 6:05 start that night as we host the San Rafael Pacifics. That's here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. Mike Nunez goes out. A quick conversation with Ethan Gibbons. Our next promotional night will be July 10th right here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field against the Salina Stockade. It's wine night, so to all you wine lovers out there, come to Arnold Field that night, July 10th. Wine night that night. First and second, nobody out for Jordan Garr. Here's the first pitch. A breaking ball misses for ball one. We have wine night coming up on the 10th. Autism Awareness Night on the 13th. Women in Sports Night on July 18th. Military Appreciation Night on the 21st. A lot of promotions here in the month of July as the 1-0 misses downstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. First Responder Night the 25th. Health and Wellness Night the 26th. And Italian Heritage Night the 27th to round out the month. Make sure you check out our promotional calendar at stompersbaseball.com. And buy your tickets now for the promotional night that suits your fancy. The 2-0 pitch to Jordan Garr. Down low, 3-0. Pride night tonight. Three balls, no strikes to Jordan Garr. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and Gibbons catches the outside corner, 3-1. Salas leads from second base. Dakota Connors from first. Ethan Gibbons on 3-1. He misses outside. Back-to-back walks from Gibbons. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Josh Montalongo, who is already homered in the game, represents the tying run at the plate. Right-hander Connor Liedholm is warming up in the Stompers bullpen. So Gibbons, the single and then the back-to-back walks. Here's Montalongo. He's 2 for 3, and he's driven in 4. Bases loaded, nobody out. The first pitch is rolled on the ground to third. Goddard will pick it up. He'll come home. Molinari, no throw, as Salas slid into him. So Montalongo reaches on the fielder's choice. No run scores. Goddard throws out Salas at the plate. 1 out, and here comes Nick Olch. And now Zach Pace is going to come out, and he's going to argue probably the path that Willie Salas took to slide into home plate. If only we could have him mic'd up. We need to do that. Although it's probably not the best idea. I don't think we want to know everything that he's saying throughout the game. Molinari telling Ron Adams, pleading his case. Molinari was going to try and turn the double play. Go 5-2-3 for the double play. And Molinari, who was striding toward third base and tried to step out in front of home plate to throw to first, and Salas got a little piece of him, enough for Molinari not to throw to first. The bases are still loaded with 1 out. Nick Olch is going to be the hitter, and Zach Pace was arguing his point, and Ron Adams, it doesn't look like we'll hear any of it. So the bases will stay loaded with 1 out for Nick Olch. Connors is at third. Gar's at second. Montalongo at first after the fielder's choice. Nick Olch, 2 for 3. A pair of singles. Gibbons needs a ground ball here. His first pitch. Swung on and missed. Threw the fastball by him. It's 0-1. Olch struck out his last time up. That was against Gibbons. So he's 0 for 1 against Gibbons tonight. Olch the lefty. The bases loaded. Infield playing for a double play ball. The 0-1 curveball shot down the third baseline. That's in for a base hit. Connors will score. Here comes Gar. He will score. Staying at second is Montalongo. It's a 2-run single for Nick Olch, and it's 11-9. Two-run single for Olch. He closes the gap to just 2 runs. Gata gave it a dive, but could not come up with the play. Jacob Bissell's the hitter, the designated hitter. First and second, just 1 out. Ethan Gibbons, his first pitch. Bissell takes a big swing and comes up empty. He's 1 for 2 on the night with an RBI double, and he's 0 for 1 against Gibbons. He popped up to Daniel Molinari in foul territory his last time up. 0-1 the count. Gibbons looks to second, his pitch. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. 11-9 Stompers lead. Connor Leadholm in the bullpen for the Stompers, and a right-hander up for Napa in their bullpen. Bissell, the designated hitter, at the plate in a hole, 0-2. Gibbons looks to second, he deals. Down low with a fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Sean Jackson, a lefty, is up in the bullpen. Devontae Glenn up too. We're looking down there, we see a lefty and a righty, and it looks like throwing is going to be Glenn. Yes, Glenn is in the pen. Here's the 0-2 changeup, swung on and missed. Gibbons strikes out Bissell for the second out. Here comes the catcher, Nico Tony. 2 walks, 2 hits in the inning have brought in 2 runs to this point, and now here comes Zach Pace. So that might do it for Ethan Gibbons with Connor Leadholm ready to go in the bullpen. Pace comes out. He takes the ball from Gibbons, so that'll do it for Gibbons tonight. New pitcher Connor Leadholm will have that for you when we come back. This pitching change brought to you by Sonoma Hills Retirement. Connor Leadholm, the new pitcher for the Stompers. He will face Nico Tony, the catcher, first and second with 2 out. Ethan Gibbons goes 4 innings of relief. He allows 3 hits, 3 runs to this point. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks, and both runners on base belong to Ethan Gibbons. Lead home the 6'1" right-hander from Lakewood, Colorado against Tony. Out of the stretch, his first pitch, a fastball is high and away. So for lead home, trying to get out of this top of the 6th inning without any more damage. A 6.75 ERA. This will be the 9th game in which he's appeared. 8 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. 6 runs on 6 hits against lead home. His 1-0 pitch. Tony hits it on the ground to second. Romero is there. He'll throw to first, and that ends the inning. Napa gets 2 runs on 2 hits. But that is all. Lead home only needs 2 pitches to end the top half. We go to the home half of the inning. Molinari, Romero, and Gata coming up.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. 2 runs in the top half. Ethan Gibbons, the book is closed on him. 4 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. New pitcher for Napa here in the bottom of the 6th is going to be right-hander Devontae Glenn. So Glenn, the 6'4" right-hander from Union, South Carolina. He'll face Molinari, Romero, and Kern, 8.91 hitters. And for Glenn, an 0.96 ERA, 8 games. This will be his 9th. 9 1/3, 2 runs, 1 earned on 6 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 2. As Daniel Molinari stands in and takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. And we're glad to be joined by Stompers General Manager Brett Kramer here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's been a pretty crazy game so far.
It has for us, it has, but luckily we're on the right side of the coin right now with a 2-run lead.
Here's the 0-1 to Molinari. That's in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. And after trailing 7-0 after 2.5, where were you when the Stompers put up 7 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning?
Yeah, these guys just fought back, and I'm watching from a distance always for us. I've always got my tab on the box score, and whether it's running around the ballpark or working a little later in the office. But I think all the credit goes to our manager Zach Pace and these players, and the word I'm going to use is resiliency.
Molinari hits a scorching one-hopper over to third. Bethencourt throws to first. 1 out. It's Pride Night here tonight, and for the second home game in a row, a tremendous crowd here at Palooza Park at Arnold Field. And, of course, everybody in the front office has been busy this week and the weeks leading up to this in the anticipation of 4th of July and of Pride Night tonight. Two of our largest crowds of the season and the record breaker on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night was phenomenal all the way around. I guess the only thing that could have gone our way was a W in the win column, but we're still happy with the 3-game lead over Santa Fe right now in first place, and just to see that support once again tonight on Pride Night. I think we were looking at the count earlier, and it was just over 500 people. So that's huge for us, and that's what we want to do at a more consistent basis. And the support from the entire Sonoma County has been phenomenal this season, and if you haven't come check out a game yet, come check out your first place Sonoma Stompers.
0-1 the count on Racing Romero, and I talked briefly earlier about the promotions coming up through the end of July, which we have a lot of them, but the next one is Wine Night on July 10th. We host a Stockade that night. The 0-1 from Glenn Romero hits it in the air, right center field. Moving over toward the gap is the center fielder Gar, and Knight reaches up and makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Gata. What can we expect for that night, wine night coming up?
Yeah, there's going to be our standard wines at the ballpark, and we're also going to have some promotional wines as well from some local vendors in downtown Sonoma. So come out if you're a wine connoisseur and taste your favorite, whether it's Sauvignon Blanc or Merlot. There's going to be a plethora of wines for everybody to taste and sample, and it's going to be a good time. And I think we have Jacob Barfield night coming up as well, and that's going to be a fun one. He had a baseball card produced in his high school showcase, and we were able to get our hands on a few of those, and he came into the office last week and signed about 100 of them. So the first 100 fans will be getting an autographed Jacob Barfield card as well.
The 1-0 pitch from Glenn to Gata is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Featured wines, what are the new ones that we're going to have at the ballpark? Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I don't. Typically, we usually stick to 2 or 3 red and then 2 or 3 white. So it's, I think at our ballpark right now we have Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and then we also have our Merlots and Pinots as well. So, and I believe there will be some rosé as well on the 4th of July. And tonight we had some Vignanza, which is a big sponsor of ours as well. And we had some rosé to switch it up, if you like the bubbles. So we've been doing a little bit of everything.
Assistant General Manager Eddie Moore-Laware, he was pretty hyped about the rosé coming in, I think, wasn't he?
Absolutely. I think most wine people love their rosé on occasion. So it was great to add that addition to the ballpark, as well as our milkshake bar this season, which has been great. Vanilla, chocolate, caramel. Just seeing people at the grandstands have them, it always gets my stomach growling a little bit.
I haven't had one yet this year. Have you?
I'll have to treat you to one at some point.
I
have had one. Just it was at their restaurant when we were going over the menu at the start of the season.
I heard they're actually better at the ballpark. Not that they're not good at the
everything's
restaurant.
Everything's better at the ballpark.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So they may actually taste the same, but the fact that you're enjoying a Stompers game makes it better.
Absolutely.
Gata walks with 2 out, and here's Miles Williams. Jacob Cox with his second start tonight. And Ethan Gibbons, since transitioning to the bullpen, has thrown a lot better out of the bullpen than he has in the starting rotation this year. Do we expect to see Jacob Cox still spot starting? And now he's kind of a starter, not really spot starting anymore.
Yeah, I think we still have the utmost confidence in Jacob. Things didn't go his way tonight. As far as Ethan goes, Ethan's been a workhorse for us the last 2 seasons, since we got him out of the Frontier League. And, he didn't have his A+ stuff to start the season like he did last year. Last year was going to be very hard to match, and we knew that. I think it was 8-1 with a sub-3 ERA. So we're excited with the energy that he provides in the bullpen for us, and he did a great job keeping us in the ball game tonight. And I think he's in line for the win, right?
He is. 0-1 on Miles Williams after the Gata walk with 2 out in the 6th. Stompers lead at 11-9.
And Jacob's a guy, too, where I think, last Sunday was his first professional start, and he's been a professional baseball player for 4 years now. So, he's still working out some of the kinks and figuring out what works best for him rather than just getting those last 3 outs of the game, which are usually, the last 3 outs are always the hardest, as they tell you.
One swung on and missed. It's 0-2. And, of course, we like to ask you questions when there's 2 strikes and 2 out in the inning. We don't know how long you're going to stick around tonight, but last time you were on the air, we were talking about the upcoming promotions and the 4th of July, and, of course, tonight, Pride Night were the 2 that you said were your favorite that you were looking forward to. And they're here and some gone. The 4th of July was on Thursday night as the 0-2 is high and away. Coming up, do you have a favorite on the promotional calendar? Maybe just in the month of July. We won't even get into August yet.
Yeah, just looking at our promotional schedule here, Autism Awareness Night on the 13th coming up versus the Stockade is going to be great. One of our sponsors, Sweetwater Spectrum, will be at the game as well. And we also have a 70-person group event. So it's going to be another great night at the ballpark. Women in Sports Night I've talked to you a little bit about in the past, but just having Stacy Piagno, Kelsey Whitmore, and also Anna Kimbrell, part of our organization from 2015 to 17 was just phenomenal, and the growth in women in sports. So props to our former GM, Theo Fightmaster, for creating that culture in Sonoma, and we want to remember a little bit of that with Women in Sports Night coming up as well.
2-2 with Gata at first and 2 out to Miles Williams. Devontae Glenn on the pitch here in the bottom of the 6th. A long pause from him, now the pitch, and that's inside to Williams, and the count is full.
And obviously, we're kind of working our way down the promotions here, but Military Appreciation Night's always going to be great, and First Responders Night with all of the tragedies that have happened within the last 24 months in Sonoma County and the Bay Area in general with the fires as well. So it's nice to appreciate all of the first responders at the ballpark as well.
3-2 on Williams. Gata will get a head start with 2 out. Glenn, a long pause, now the payoff. And Williams chases a fastball high, and that ends the inning. Stompers get a base runner on a walk, but do not score. We'll go to the 7th, and a 2-run Stomper lead. Are you going to stick around for a little bit?
Yeah, let's do another half inning. Thanks for having me, Forrest.
All right, everybody.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
For Napa coming up against Connor Leadholm, who got the final out in the 6th inning with first and second and 2 out. He'll face Bethencourt, Knight, and Salas. We're joined by Stompers General Manager Brett Kramer. We just went over the promotional nights. Now if we could talk a little bit about the Stompers and the baseball that we've been playing lately. 18-7, little 2-game skid. The Stompers haven't had a losing streak greater than 2 this year.
Wow.
And a 9-game win streak, a 6-game win streak, a big part of the opening month of the season. And can you talk a little bit about the starting pitching staff through the month of June? At one point through June, they ended the month 11-1 with an ERA just below 2.5 as Bethencourt takes high and in for ball 1.
Yeah, that's phenomenal numbers, and you can't ask for much more from your starting staff, and it alleviates a lot of that pressure in the bullpen as well. And with getting DJ Sharabi promoted to the Claiborne Railroaders as well with former Rookie of the Year Kenny Meimersdorf. So, losing him was very impactful, but, getting Willie Ethington and Connor Leadholm in here and them to slam the door and contribute right away really helped us out and us being in first place, and we're very happy where we're at right now. That being said, I'm still talking with manager Zach Pace and pitching coach Mike Nunez every day, and, we still think we can be playing better baseball, cleaner baseball in all 3 phases of the games, hitting, pitching, and fielding as well. So we know that we can get better and that there's going to be a progressional upside for us, and we're just looking to get better every day incrementally.
As you mentioned, all 3 facets of the game, just some numbers. 9 for 46 with runners in scoring position in the 7 losses this year. And, of course, the walks have been a glaring issue, as they always are, as the 2-2 pitch to Bethencourt is outside and the count is full. And then the errors defensively in the 7 losses this year, the Stompers have committed 15 errors. I think that's a little more in-depth about what you mentioned about all 3 facets of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we know
Bethencourt rolls it on the ground to short. Barrios fields a tricky high hopper and throws to first for out number 1.
And not to scrutinize here, but we do know, in independent league baseball, there's a reason why, a guy, whether he wasn't there on the right day that a scout was there, he didn't get recruited by so-and-so at the perfect right moment, and now they're a Sonoma Stomper, and they're still working on their game. And independent ball in general is a produce now, develop later stage. That's just kind of the harsh reality of our business. And some of the venues we play at as well, we play with the gorgeous backdrops, but they each have their own little quirks as well in them. And we don't play in any turf fields as well. So there are some crazy hops and bounces that go along, not to make any excuses for our guys. But, these guys are battling and grinding, playing, 5-6 days a week. And there's definitely a lot of challenges and adversity when playing independent league baseball, just professional sports in general. And I think they're getting a little bit of taste of that in that first month of the season.
0-1 the count on Knight as he takes high from Connor Leadholm. The count is 1-1. A couple of guys on the bench tonight dealing with some soreness. Chris Quitzer, who has a little bit of a hamstring bothering him after running to first base on the other night on the 4th of July. And then Nick Kern, who has the hamstring problem that's lingering. Rob DeAngelis tonight playing left, not hurt, but he had some discomfort after diving for a ball in left field tonight. And the short bench, you only have 3 guys on the bench, and 2 of them are, quote-unquote hurt. And then the count is 1-2 to Johnny Knight. How do you deal with that with Zach Pace on a day-to-day basis, trying to make sure these guys are healthy, or as healthy as they can be with only a 3-man bench?
Yeah, that's a great question for us. I think that comes to the level of communication between my manager and myself and making sure that these guys are ready to go on a night-in and night-out basis. We do know that the injury bug has hit us pretty hard in this first month of the season, and like you said, Kern missing the first 2 weeks of the season and kind of re-aggravating that same hamstring, jumping up for a ball and now resting him once again. As far as Quitzer goes, his bat's been phenomenal and his glove in the field for us, and he legged out that single, I guess I should say, but it came with a little bit of a price as he felt he told me after the game he just wasn't hydrated, and we wanted to be very precautionary with that and give him a couple nights off, knowing that we have Sunday off, Monday off, and Tuesday as well.
Knight takes a called strike 3, a fastball from Connor Leadholm down at the knees, 2 away, nobody on here in the 7th, and I actually went up and asked Quitzer right after the game, too, what was it, a hamstring? And said, yeah, just a little bit of discomfort. And with him having the game off yesterday, really the second half of that game off on 4th of July, yesterday, tonight, and then, like you said, the 2 days off, he almost has 4.5 days to recuperate. And, that's probably good for him. You probably know a little bit more about the timetable than I do.
Yeah, I think he's still day-to-day, and we'll see where he's at after the off day on Monday as well and see if he's ready to go for the following week. And, as cliche as it sounds, we do have to have that next man up mentality. As you see, Gata rotating to third, and we're plugging Romero into the lineup. And, these guys, when they're called upon, we expect them to produce, and that's the confidence that we have in all 23 guys on our active roster.
You talked about Gata moving from second to third. That puts Jacob Barfield in the lineup at first base. We briefly mentioned the versatility of the team. The last time you were on the air with us, we haven't had to use it yet. And I think this is a perfect example where you do just take Gata, move him from second to third, put Romero in the lineup. Barfield, who is not struggling at the bat, but struggling in the field a little bit and trying to find an answer at third base. With Quitzer going down for a couple of days, he's put in the lineup at the other corner position at first. And that's just a luxury that I guess you and Zach Pace and everybody have put together here as the count is 1-2 on Willie Salas.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think at the end of the day it comes down to reps. Our spring training isn't as long as we'd like it. I think we have 9 days, and then they're expected to play, 64 games in 75 days or whatever it is. So, these guys, they need to get the reps and they need to get the work in, and they have been. And, I think we talked about it earlier in the season. Gata, Romero, and Barrios played short all throughout their careers at separate points. And, Barfield, a guy that's played corner infield positions along his career and left field as well. So, he's a guy that we can look to throw at different directions, and I think he's had a very positive mentality. Any spot that we put him, he's ready to go, and he plays with a passion and a fire that you want all of your players to have, and I think you'll see his emotion on a night in and night out basis.
The 2-2 to Salas is lined into right field. Miles Williams is there. He makes the catch. And Connor Leadholm has a 1-2-3 top of the seventh. Do we get another half an inning out of you?
Sure, let's do one more half inning. Thanks for having me.
We'll go to the bottom of the 7, 3, 4, 5 spots coming up.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Rob DeAngelis, Dondre Hubbard, Brent Gillespie in the last of the 7th. Stompers lead 11-9. Stomper General Manager Brett Kramer's with us here for another half an inning, and it seems like every time you're up here, we have quick half innings.
Yeah, with the pace of this game, it's been nice to see a couple quick half innings, I guess you could say.
God, you should say that again.
Hopefully we'll get some runs here, though.
That's true. DeAngelis leads it off. He's 1 for 4 with a 2-run double. The first pitch from Devontae Glenn is popped out of play. Yeah, we were on pace for, I think, 7.5 hours after the first 2 innings. Now, we knew it wouldn't stay that way. We knew that things would kind of subside and we'd have a normal baseball game after a while, but there have been 20 runs scored tonight, and we're only through 6.5 innings. Now, I heard that after a staff shutout or after the Stompers record a shutout, DeAngelis swings and misses, it's 0-2, they get to take pitchers batting practice. Now, we watched the pitchers take batting practice today, and if you're the manager and you have to put a pitcher in to hit, I think I know who my answer would be. Who are you putting in to hit?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've heard a couple Ethan Gibbons out there. I've heard Marshall Schill out there. I'm actually going to go with Willie Ethington, and the reason I'm going to say Willie Ethington is because he's batted over 300 3 straight years in the Pecos League. So he's had some rep, he has some pop, and he's got the reps in as well. Some of these guys haven't hit since college or high school. So if there's a guy that needs a pinch hit, I'm going to go with Willie.
I think that's a good call. I knew that obviously he hit in the Pecos League, but today, as DeAngelis takes outside 1 and 2, he seemed like he was a hitter out there. You know, all these guys are trying to go deep, elevate the ball, and Marshall Schill actually, I think, cleared the bleachers in left field 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
And, he was hitting the ball pretty well.
I did catch the very last rep of that last round, and I saw Henry Omana hit a home run, and I was happy for him. And then Zach Pace looked at him. He said, "What are you doing still in there? Get out of there!" And on a good one. So I thought that was pretty darn funny. So it was good to see the guys out there, and they should have fun after we get a pitching shutout. We've had a couple times where we had the other opposing team on the door and let up a little bit where they got a run or two, but it was nice to finally see that and the guys relax and enjoy it.
2 and 2 to DeAngelis. Here's the pitch from Devontae Glenn. He pops it out of play off to the left. I think I'm going with Vijay Patel. Vijay Patel was smashing baseballs to left and left center today. He didn't hit as many out as Marshall Schill did or as other pitchers did, but I think Vijay might be my guy.
That's a good pick.
Not that it matters. Here's the 2-2 in the dirt, and the count is full. People are probably wondering, shutout. Well, it happened a while ago. This is just the first time we've had an opportunity to do it here at home. It's a pretty cool deal, though. I think the pitchers probably enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the camaraderie and the morale of the team and to keep everybody up in high spirits. I was kind of questioning it after today's start, but no, I'm just kidding. But no, we were happy for the guys, and they had a blast with it, and that's what it's all about, man. Having fun while you're playing the game and trying to advance to higher levels of baseball. This is what this league's all about.
It seems like they have fun no matter what. They're coming in tonight having lost 2 straight, and if you're just somebody walking on the street and you walked into the ballpark today and DeAngelis is down on strikes, and you were watching these guys in batting practice and pre-game just laughing and having a good time, it's almost like you wouldn't know that they had lost 2 in a row. Now they are still 18-7, so that's something to be happy about, but you wouldn't know that they'd been struggling offensively and haven't pitched well in the last 4 games, and I think that's something that, how is that for you as a general manager looking at players when you can't evaluate that?
No, that's a great question for us. I would say the word there is culture. It's something that can't really be measured, or it's just more of a feeling, right? And if you're not involved in that culture, the atmosphere of the Sonoma Stompers, it's hard to really put a pulse on that. And that's one of the things that I think Zach Manager's done a great job with the rest of our on-field staff as well, just creating a positive culture for our players and making them want to play here and have fun with the game. As hard as the game of baseball is, I tell people baseball is hard. Baseball is a game of failure. You're a Hall of Fame hitter if you go 3 for 10. And I was watching Bull Durham the other day, and one dying quail a week will keep you in the major leagues or keep you at that level that you're at. That one extra base hit can mean the world, and sometimes when you can't get that base hit or you can't throw that strike or that perfect pitch, it can be very frustrating. So these guys having a positive mentality when things aren't going that way, I think speaks volumes.
Hubbard pops up to Montelongo for the second. I was going to ask you about Hubbard. We can still talk about Hubbard as Brett Gillespie comes up with 2 out and nobody on. How about Dondre Hubbard in the first month plus of the season with the 10 home runs and the 39 RBIs now including tonight?
Yeah, man. Well, first word that comes to my mind when talking about Dondre is he's strong.
Yeah.
You watch that guy tape batting practice and you think, oh, hopefully he's not just a 3 p.m. hitter, but he turns it on in the game too. And, he's a guy that came out of the gates ready to go.
Gillespie ropes the first pitch down the right field line. That rolls to the corner. He's around first, and smartly he'll put on the brakes. Gillespie has his second hit of the night. And Gillespie was talking to Zach Pace today about maybe getting a start at shortstop. He was all-conference shortstop, and I think Zach Pace snuffed that out quickly. And I think Gillespie thinks he's a lot faster than he is. Not that he's not fast, he's not.
We've played against Brent for a couple of years, so we know his ability and what type of athlete he is, and he did a great job I know you got to call a lot of his games last year in Santa Fe, but he can definitely play second base and first base in this league and third base position as well. I haven't seen him take any balls at short, and I know we got him for his bat, and that's what you just saw right there live at home.
Pedro Barrios, the hitter now, with Gillespie at first and 2 out. Yeah, we were talking during batting practice today, actually, when you and I were watching Dondre Hubbard hit during BP, and I remember you looked at me and all you said was, "Man, he is strong." And we were talking about how he'll miss-hit a ball and still hit it 390 feet or hit it out of the ballpark on accident sometimes.
Yeah, I wish I had that problem when I was playing, hit a ball not very well, and shoot, it's a home run 340 feet to left field, and I didn't keep my hands back enough. So I think he's still figuring out the game as well, and he's done a phenomenal job this season. Like I said, since day one, being rear and ready to go, and that speaks volumes about him and his character. And he still talks to us on a frequent basis, saying how much he's still learning about the game, and we're excited for his future.
Here's the 1-1 to Barrios. Breaking ball is inside. I don't think the average, or if you look on paper at Pedro Barrios' numbers, really represent what he's done for this team since coming over. Now he hit 364 last year, led the league. His average is at 238. But the production that he's had with men in scoring position, with men on base, getting on base, scoring runs, it doesn't reflect the average or the on-base percentage for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a guy, too, that's hitting the ball very, very hard, and it's just not finding a hole for him right now. But that being said, he's still a plug in our middle infield, and he really locks down that middle infield for us. And that doesn't really have if you have a good infield and you play a fundamentally sound game on defense, it's going to set you up for success, and you're going to win a lot of ball games. So he's still hitting his, 250, 260 right now while hitting the ball very hard, and he's still playing a solid shortstop for us, and that's all we can ask out of him. And I think, the more reps he gets, the more hard-hit balls are going to find holes.
He's 1 for 4 tonight with a single. He's reached all 4 times, a couple of fielder's choices, reached on an error. He's driven in a run and scored twice. That's what we're talking about, all that. And he has only 1 hit to show for it, and the 3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4. And there it is, another walk.
Yeah, and he's a guy, too, just because the count's 3-1, he's not looking for a walk. He's an aggressive hitter, too, and that's what you want to see out of a guy that, led the league in hitting, the Pacific Association in hitting last season.
Here's Jacob Barfield. Really a coming out for him tonight with 2 doubles. He's driven in 2. He scored twice. He had the hit in the 4th inning that gave the Stompers the 9-7 lead after trailing 7-0 early on. And he took a big swing at the first pitch and came up empty. And then Dondre Hubbard, actually, who's known for taking big swings, just kind of looked at him and said, "Why don't you shorten up?" Just the gesture of keeping your hands inside. And even though he did pull the ball down the left field line, you can tell that he stayed inside of it. And he was hyped when he got out to second, giving the Stompers the lead.
No, that's what he's all about, man, and he provides that spark for us, whether it's off the bench or as a starter. And he's a guy that he's been all around the lineup this year. He's been on the bench, he's been at third base, he's been at first base, and he's DH. So wherever we need him, he's kind of provided that spark. And tonight you've seen it 2 different times. He kind of got that rally going, and that we score 7 or 8 in 1 inning, and like you said, to put us ahead there as well. So he's a guy that you can't necessarily measure on paper by just looking at his stats. And like I was talking about last half inning, that passion that he plays with is huge.
He hits with the Gillespie at second, and Barrios at first. 2 out in the 7th. The Stompers lead 11-9. Devontae Glenn's first pitch, and Barfield takes high and tight 1-0. Another piece of the puzzle, since we're talking about guys that come off the bench in the lineup every day, this and that. Daniel Molinari with 2 hits tonight. And he has started about a third of the amount of games that Bronson Butcher has. And Barfield checks his swing and fouls it away. It's 1-1. Butcher, who's started 19 games behind the plate. And Molinari, the backup catcher per se, hitting at 364.
Yeah, and you said it perfect. It's hard to keep him out of the lineup right now. When you're hitting 368, it's hard to stay out of the lineup. So, he's getting more reps day in and day out because of that. And, he's taking solid approaches. I said in spring training, I don't know if you were there at the time, but every time I look at him, it seems like it's a 3-2 count. So he also makes pitchers, get deeper into the count. That's what you want to see out of your, 7 through 9 holes is make those pitchers work. And usually when you make them work that hard, you're able to get on base and, string out at bats and get clutch hits and get on base via walk. So he's done a solid job for us this year at that catching position.
He's on deck. Jacob Barfield's the hitter in a 2-1 count. 2 on, 2 out. Stompers lead by 2 in the bottom of the 7th, and Glenn steps off. You think he's worried about Brent Gillespie stealing third here?
No, maybe he's still thinking about what he wants to throw 2-1 right now. He knows if he falls behind this pitch that he's probably going to have to hit him with a 3-1 fastball. So he's probably just contemplating in his head what he wants to throw. And, Barfield's a guy that never gets cheated out of his swing either, so he needs to be careful with this next pitch.
What are you throwing here?
Probably throw a 2-seam blown away.
Here's the 2-1. In tight, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see if your theory comes true. Having to throw a fastball if he misses there. He did. The count is 3-1. I don't know if I throw a fastball to Barfield here. Though you have Molinari on deck, who would you rather face? They each have 2 hits tonight.
Glad I'm not in his shoes tonight.
Glenn looks to second. His 3-1 pitch. Barfield ropes it down the left field line. Foul.
Looks like he got his wish on that one. It was just a little bit out in front of it. So let's see if he can even it out here with 2 strikes.
After roping that pitch foul, you think he goes breaking ball in a full count? Or you think he comes back fastball here against Barfield, who's already roped 2 doubles tonight?
He might throw something soft once again on that outer third of the plate. That's kind of what my mindset would be with an extra base and 3-2. See if he can chase a little bit with it.
Runners will get a head start. Gillespie at second and Barrios over at first base. Glenn, the right-hander. The payoff pitch. Hopped up and out of play. Barfield, who has the baseball card giveaway. Do we know what date that's going to be yet?
I believe it's next Tuesday the 9th.
San Rafael's in the house that day. A 6:05 start. Just a 2-run game here in the bottom of the 7th, and for how intense this game has been, it almost feels like it's not a 2-run game just at the moment. This is a huge pitch here for Devontae Glenn. 3-2, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Barfield swings and misses, and he's down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Glenn. Stompers get 2 base runners on a hit and strand them both. Well, thank you, Brett, for coming on the air with us here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Forrest, and go Stompers. Hopefully our bullpen can shut the door these last 6 outs.
We'll go to the 8th inning. Connors, Gar, and Montalongo for Napa when we come back.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
2-3-4 Connors, Gar, Montalongo against Connor Leadholm here in the top of the 8th inning. Stompers lead 11-9 after trailing 7-0 at one point. Tied the ball game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning, that is, with 7 runs, and then 4 more in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Dakota Connors from Connor Leadholm. That's in for strike 1. Connors, 1 plate appearance against Leadholm. No plate appearances against Leadholm. He's 0 for 3. He reached on an error and walked tonight, scoring twice. Pitch is high. So it's Connors, Gar, Montalongo, 2-3-4. Leadholm here in the 8th, and probably Ryan Richardson in the 9th if the Stompers still have the lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Connors ropes it to center field. That'll fall for a leadoff single. Leadoff single in the 8th, and that brings up Jordan Gar. Gar tonight 0 for 2. A pair of walks. He scored both times he walked. Once in the 1st and once in the 6th. For Napa tonight, 3 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 6th inning. They trail 11-9. So Connors is at first with nobody out. Leadholm out of the stretch. His first pitch to Jordan Gar is a fastball for strike 1 on the outside black. Stompers are 6-1 against the Silverados this year and 2-0 here at home. The only loss was a big one on the road. Leadholm set at the belt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gar takes strike 2. Boy, Leadholm is throwing hard tonight, as does many of the relievers out of the Stomper pen. Everybody about 90 to 92 out of the pen. 0-2 the count. Barfield holds on. Connors at first, spinning a throwback, and it's not in time. We're in the 8th. As we check on the ball game over in San Rafael, the Pacifics and the Stockade. Right-hander deals on 0-2, and Gar takes high. 15-7 Pacifics over the Stockade in the bottom of the 8th. That's 2 games in a row that the Pacifics have put up at least 14 runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 3-hole hitter, Jordan Gar. Leadholm deals. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Blew the fastball right by him. Gar had no chance. 1 out.
First baseman, Josh Montalongo.
Here comes Josh Montalongo. He's driven in 4 tonight. He's accounted for 5 of the 9 Napa runs. Connors at first. Montalongo at the plate. 1 out. Connor Leadholm spins and throws to first. Leadholm looking for a ground ball. Infield double play depth. Got at the third base is a step and a dive from the line. Leadholm's first pitch, and that's on the outside corner. The fastball for strike 1. Pounding fastballs in the strike zone here this inning, Connor Leadholm. The single to Connors up the middle. He struck out Gar. 1 on, 1 out in the 8th, a 2-run ball game. He deals on 0-1. Strike 2 on the outside corner, and that's right on the outside corner, and 2 batters in a row. Gar and Montalongo just taking all the way like it's never a strike. It's been called a strike 5 times here in this inning. 0-2 the count. Leadholm set. Here's the pitch. Tried that corner again. This time missed a little out and a little upstairs. It's 1-2. You could hear Leadholm grunt on that 0-2 pitch from all the way up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the cleanup man, Montalongo. The pitch is flared down the right field line. It will fall in foul territory. Count still 1-2. Montalongo with 8 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Ryan Richardson up in the Stomper bullpen. Getting ready for the 9th. Romero at second, double play depth, and with the right-handed pull hitter at the plate, Barrios at his normal shortstop position. Straight away in the outfield for Montelongo. 1-2 the count. Lead home, the right-hander from Lakewood, Colorado. He's at the belt. Throws on 1-2. And that is high. Montelongo just backed out of the box. Time wasn't granted from Ron Adams. Montelongo just backed right out. Lead home could have thrown it right down the middle. So here's the pitch. Popped up. Near the mound. Left side of the infield now. Gata calling for it. It is Barrios who makes the basket catch. Little communication between the two on a sky-high pop-up. Barrios ends up making the catch for out number 2. And even if it fell, Dakota Connors was standing on the first base bag, so they probably would have gotten it out. But they don't have to worry about it because Barrios made the catch. 2 out. Here's Nick Gulch. He's 3 for 4. 3 singles, and he's driven in 2. He's still the tying run at the plate. Stompers lead 11-9. Connors is at first base. Leadholm's first pitch to Olch is high and away for ball 1. Leadholmer's retired 6 of the 7 hitters he's faced so far in the ball game. Here's the 1-0. Broken bat up the middle. Romero will field. He'll step on the bag, and that ends the inning. Silverados get a base runner and do not score. We go to the last of the 8th. Coming up for the Stompers, Molinari, Romero, Gata.
We would like to thank our community partners. Tina Schoen, Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty. Sonoma Hills Retirement Community. And
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Wordmice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
Sean Jackson's the new pitcher for Napa here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll face Molinari, Romero, and Gata. For Jackson, this will be the 5th game in which he's appeared. A 1.80 ERA in 5 innings, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks for the left-hander. A two-way guy is Sean Jackson. He plays center field and hits for Napa, and now he's on in relief. Molinari tonight is 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 3 runs batted in. The first pitch is up near the head of Molinari. It goes all the way to the backstop. Bull Durham was mentioned once already tonight by our general manager, Brett Kramer. And Looks like Sean Jackson would fit in the cast just fine after that first pitch. Ryan Richardson is up in the bullpen for the Stompers, getting ready for the ninth. Here's the 1-0, and that is inside. Richardson will have at least a 2-run lead. Stompers, who have not scored since the fourth inning, 7 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and lead 11-9. Here's the 2-0. Molinari fouls it away. 2 balls and a strike. Stompers trying to end the 2-game skid. They have not lost more than 2 games in a row this year. They're in the top of the ninth in San Rafael with the Pacifics leading the Stockade 15-8. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball high and away. Molinari, who's 2 for 4, ahead in the count 3-1 here in the 8th. The 3-1 pitch from Jackson. Molinari pops it up. Right field. Knight coming on toward the line. He reaches out and makes the catch. Battling with the lights was Knight over in right field, and he came in, went toward the line, went back toward the infield, and reached out and made a backhanded catch. Here's Rayson Romero. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Romero, the second baseman tonight. Jackson, his first inning out of the pen. He works out of the windup. The first pitch to Romero. Squares around and offers at it. Comes up empty, and the count is 0-1. Nobody on, 1 out. Stompers trying to stay unbeaten here at home against the Silverados. The 0-1 pitch. Romero hits it in the air to left. That's hit well. Olch going back. He jumps and takes extra bases away from Rayson Romero. By far the hardest ball Romero has hit all year on a line to left center, and Olch at 6'3" leaps up and makes the catch right in front of the wall. 2 out. Here's Nick Gata. Gata, who has reached 4 times tonight. He's 0 for 2, struck out, reached on an error. He's walked 3 times. He'll face the lefty Jackson here. The first pitch. Above the letters with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Gata hits it right into the glove of Connors at second. Reinkel Myers says he did catch it on the line. It did not skip. Either way, Gata was thrown out at first. So a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th for Sean Jackson. We're on to the 9th. It's a 2-run ball game. Enter Ryan Richardson in his 4th save opportunity of the year.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.
Ryan Richardson on here in the top of the 9th inning. 3 for 3 in save opportunities this year. Trying for his 4th. He will face Jacob Bissell, Nico Tony, Dominic Bethencourt. In defensively for the Stompers, Bronson Butcher in behind the plate. So Ryan Richardson, the 5'10 right-hander from Spokane, Washington, his first pitch to Bissell is inside. And it got him on the shirt sleeve. So the hit by pitch allowed by Ryan Richardson, only the 2nd of the year in 13 1/3 innings. And that brings Nico Tony to the plate, and he's the tying run. So for Richardson, this will be the 15th appearance, a 1.35 ERA, 21 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So we'll have a pinch runner. Jordan Anderson will come on and pinch run for Jacob Bissell.
Pinch runner at first base, number 22, Jordan Anderson.
Anderson will run after Bissell was hit by a pitch. Here's Nico Tony, the catcher. Tony tonight is 0 for 3 with a walk. He'll face Richardson, the stopper closer, who's 3 for 3 in save opportunities. His first pitch hit Jacob Bissell. Now Jordan Anderson on to pinch run, and the fastball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the catcher, Tony. He's the tying run at the plate. 11-9 here in the top of the 9th. Richardson, the right-hander, on 1-0. Tony pops it up and out of play. So Butcher comes in to catch. Molinari's night ends, going 2 for 5. One and one the count on Nico Tony. Anderson is over at first base. The pitch. On the ground, left side, got it to his left. He'll field. He'll go to second for 1. Romero to first, and a 5-4-3 double play. 2 outs on 1 pitch for Ryan Richardson. That wipes everybody off the bases, and he is 1 out away. That'll bring up Dominic Bethencourt. He's 0 for 3. The bases are empty. 2 away. Stompers trying to snap the 2-game losing streak. The Silverados, 7 games back. Stompers with a 3-game lead over San Rafael. The first pitch to Bethencourt is swung on and missed. San Rafael was well on their way to another win tonight. They lead the Stockade 15-9 in the top of the 9th. Stompers lead 11-9 here in the top of the 9th inning. Richardson's 0-1 pitch to Bethencourt. Fastball outside, as you can hear Richardson grunt from all the way up here. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, 2 out. After the 5-4-3 double play. Got it to Romero to Barfield. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High to Bethencourt, 2-1. Richardson this year only allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 9 hits while striking out 21 in 13 1/3 innings. Now 14 full innings. 2 balls and a strike. Richardson deals, and Bethencourt takes low. 3-1. If Napa gets another run around, the batter would be the tying run at the plate. The tying run is in the on-deck circle. Richardson's 3-1. Inside ball 4. Only the 2nd walk allowed by Richardson this year, and that puts the tying run at the plate. Here's Johnny Knight. Knight is 1 for 3. An RBI double back in the third inning. Over at first, Bethencourt. Here's the first pitch from Richardson. That's on the outside corner, and he's ahead 0-1. Stompers trying to get back to 12 games above 500 and keep the 3-game lead. Richardson set his 0-1 pitch. Off speed in the dirt. 1-1 the count on Knight. Trying to stay unbeaten at home here against the Silverados with Bethencourt leading from first. Richardson's 1-1. Hit in the air, right center field. Dondre Hubbard moving over. He makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Stompers win this one 11-9 here tonight. Final line score for tonight's ball game. First for the Sonoma Stompers, 11 runs on 11 hits. 2 errors, they strand 11 on base. And for the Silverados, 9 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, they strand 9 on base. And that's one wicked box score. Ethan Gibbons gets the win tonight, his first of the season. He is 1-2. Edward Perez takes the loss. He is now 1-3. Richardson gets the save, his 4th of the season in 4 attempts. Final time of tonight's ball game, 3 hours and 42 minutes. Stompers win this one 11-9. We're back here on Tuesday night, 6:05 first pitch against the San Rafael Pacifics. The Stompers improved to 19-7 on the year. They're 12-3 here at home. Napa falls to 11-15 on the year, and they are now 8 games back. Stompers snap the 2-game losing streak. Their longest of the season stays at 2, and they are now 19-7. Stompers victorious tonight after trailing 7-0 after 2.5, 7 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and they win this one 11-9. An exciting one here tonight. The Stompers out on top. That does it for us, for everybody here with KSVY and with the Sonoma Stompers. I'm Forrest Hunt saying so long, everybody. Have a very pleasant, good rest of your night. We'll see you on Tuesday.
We would like to thank our community partners: Tina Schoen Broker Associates, Sotheby's International Realty, Sonoma Hills Retirement Community, and
Car Star Body Best Collision of Sonoma.
And social media support is provided by Word Mice.
Stompers Baseball is brought to you in part by Sonoma Clean Power. As your local public electricity provider, we source clean energy from renewable resources, geothermal, water, wind, solar, and biomass. And we deliver that power to residents and businesses throughout Sonoma and Mendocino counties. At Sonoma Clean Power, we're invested in the communities we live and work in. We deliver services that enhance quality of life through competitive pricing, improved air quality, and energy efficiency. By changing the way residents source energy, we're able to deliver customer programs that make a difference in everyone's life. Powered by innovative thinking, Sonoma Clean Power was formed to provide a choice beyond for-profit investor-owned utilities, in our case, PG&E. Today, Sonoma Clean Power, or SCP, is a model for community choice programs throughout California. By providing higher percentages of renewable energy that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, our customers are helping solve the climate crisis at a local level.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by Sonoma Fit, a state-of-the-art gym located in the Old Bowl Center at 19310 Sonoma Highway. There's no better place with more options to get fit and stay fit. Sonoma Fit offers more than 70 classes a week, including indoor cycling, yoga, TRX, rowing, and strength conditioning. Classes cater to all skill levels from beginners to advanced athletes, and if group classes aren't your thing, Sonoma Fit also offers personal training, small group training, and even sports-specific training. Sonoma Fit is proud to be the official workout facility for the Sonoma Stompers. State-of-the-art equipment, experienced trainers, attentive staff, friendly and helpful members, community-oriented and family-owned. Sonoma Fit is a different gym experience and has locations in Sonoma, Petaluma, and is coming soon to Novato. More information can be found at sonomafitness.com.